I'd like to welcome everybody back to Curling Champions Tour live production. We're coming to you live here from the Curling Masters in Champéry, Switzerland. Along with me for this game, my name is Armin Harder. I have Mike Harris. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Armin.
Nice to have you sitting in with us.
Nice to be back. Yeah, it's been good. This was my my big debut here last year on the Champions
Tour.
The debut,
Yes, we remember that one very well. We're going to be covering Scotland's Logan Gray versus Neuenschwander, Swiss junior champion from Dubendorf, Switzerland. And Neuenschwander has been unsuccessful this series. This is the last round robin game of the event, and Gray is still fighting for that playoff spot in second place, tied with Johnny Yar of Germany and David Sick of Czech Republic. So a nothing game for the other than some more learning.
Little pride, right?
Little pride. For the, yeah, don't want to go home with 0 points on the board for the young guys from Dubendorf. And Gray having an early struggle, finding his way back into form here, and having an opportunity tonight to qualify for the quarterfinals tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I saw Logan play the first night. He lost to Johnny Yar that first round, and so he actually needs a bit of help. That's actually in his own hands. As long as he wins this game, he'll because he beat Sick, he'll qualify. So.
In the other matchups in this group, okay, we'll just quickly, we got Krause from Denmark playing against Johnny Yar, and David Sick playing against Freiberger from Switzerland. David Sick also in the running here. Freiberger pretty well out of it. And then we have the other group also on the ice, and we'll keep you up to date on all the scores. And we're underway in the first end. Down to seconds rocks. And we'll present the teams shortly.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Hier. Mortirat. Okay. Turn it.
Logan Gray having a hammer in his end.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get off to a good start here and grab a deuce if he could.
Oh, you were through with it. If we never shouted, we were through. If we never caught.
310.
I think 310. For you, maybe 3 though.
Normally.
Splitting the rings here.
310.
I don't know why the Swiss would run their center guard in the earlier.
No, and you know it's funny. You know, he's mentioned they're a junior team coming out of juniors.
We're
It's
good.
quite often, you know, the learning curve is a lot of it's strategic, just trying to
back line.
figure out how to play at this top level. And we see some poor decisions by some of the younger teams here quite often.
Go really deep.
No, we're there. We're there.
They're kind of learning the hard way.
Never.
Oh boy, you swept it through the head. Set.
You can see that rock just sliding to the back 12. That might be in.
It's been running pretty fast here all weekend.
Yeah, it's they're getting almost 4-second splits from Hog, your backline to Hog, which is really quick.
That is just biting.
Stay, Shakwut. Whoa, 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 weg.
Pretty good shot, getting over near that corner guard, and it's in front of now that stone at the back 12. So a good look at it there. Looks like it's well, it is accessible definitely, but that tight yellow guard is certainly in your line of vision, and quite often you see teams they'll run it a little, they'll throw it a little harder in this spot, and quite often see teams rolling out in this position. This is a tricky little shot.
Barrier down! Yep. Barrier! Wow! Whoa. Yep.
And Muirhead.
Hard! All the way, boys. Really hard! Gotta work it!
I've just been texting back and forth with Eve. I wasn't sure if this was another of the Muirhead clan. I know her younger brother here is curling with Smith from Scotland, but Eve assures me that this is her older brother.
Yes.
And so good. A lot of good curlers in that family.
Very successful ones.
Absolutely.
Younger brother winning the World Juniors last year, I believe.
That's right. He's here playing third now for the Smith rink.
Eve's not on the ice right now somewhere?
No, she's in Winnipeg curling, I believe. But well, I hope not. She's texting me pretty regularly.
When you're good, right?
That's right. Yeah, she's good enough. Just she can text between shots.
Nein! Ganz weg! Michel! Sorry! Hat er Hit? Yes! Pass auf!
I'll roll out of play.
Let's get back to Buddy behind it.
Pretty empty house now, and likelihood Gray will be looking for a blank here. Keep play away from those corners.
Already lots of discussion going on the back end
but when it comes
of
off,
this team. Neuenschwander, bit of an emotional player.
Yeah, there's been some little activity out on the ice. I'm getting dizzy looking at those pants. I'm going to tell you.
Have a look! Looks plenty!
Yeah.
They've got about 3 or 4 different pairs that they've featured.
It's poker straight, boys. Poker straight. Put as far back as you want.
But we're here to focus on the curling.
Yeah, difficult.
I thought that was going.
You better play well when you're wearing pants like that. That's all I know. Luckily, their record is supporting their fashion choice right now. 3-1
for the opposition to keep looking at. I think maybe that's the plan. There should be a rule. You can't irritate the opposition with the pants you're wearing or something.
Hit and stays, Johnny.
So Neuenschwander will try and remove this at the back, obviously not having last rock advantage. I don't know if he'd really want to stick around, but just make sure this one disappears.
Needs to curl a bit. Wow. Again, he had a lot of ice there, and again, you hate to bring it up so early in the game, but we talk about junior teams. He took probably a foot of ice. This is their 5th game out here. It's the first stand. You cannot afford to miss rocks like that. Just take edge of the rock and fire it, and make sure you kill the rock.
Been very consistent all week.
Yes,
anything up will run fairly straight.
Yeah,
fairly simple shot.
Yeah, not a real surprise, is it? You're right.
Yeah, this line will be quite quick. Really
we've not seen any hits that are curling a foot. That was just again just kind of a rookie error, but we've all been there, coming out of juniors and playing in the bigs for the first time. So
a couple of years ago, but yeah.
A couple of years ago. Yes. Thanks, Armin.
This is the last draw of the events, last regular draw of the group play. Tomorrow morning we'll be starting off in the quarterfinals. 8 o'clock Central European time. We'll be covering one quarterfinal game, semi-final and the final tomorrow. Champions Tour live production.
It's going to go in a slow track.
This weekend.
Come on, Ned. Hard line. Hard line.
Go, go, go.
Hard. It feels pretty good on a draw weight.
Yeah, there's been enough. It's curling about 3.5 feet, I guess, with draws, which is nice, and it's great sweeping ice. The guys are able to carry the rock quite far. That's a perfect shot. No double available. And he's looking at it, but again, that's yeah. If you do attempt it, it over curls. It ends up jamming. You could end up giving him 3 here out of nowhere.
So you probably would be better off playing the back and just hitting and staying on the back.
Yeah, the double. You could make the double if if you're absolutely needed to. Well, if the only way I'd ever try to think it was the last end, and you had to kill them both just to move on, but. Interesting for me right now, just watching the shot, he has not adjusted the broom. He put the broom in the exact same spot he put it on his last one.
He does, yeah.
And he just threw it and missed it wide. So again, I'm maybe he threw it badly. Maybe he felt like he threw it wide, but I'm pretty surprised. The broom isn't tighter.
I certainly hope to see that he's going to throw a little bit of down weight here.
Even still, I said, what benefit is it going to do? You're going to give your opponents a pretty easy shot. There, it's curling now, so he must have thrown it a little wide.
Easy, easy.
That's a better throw for sure.
Two big sweeps I say on the mat.
Go with that barrier. He was firm weight, eh?
Yeah, I'm just going to throw barrier, just sweep it right down the throat.
Get rid of number 7. I might take you before the game.
Your arse looks amazing. Just barrier, boys. Just going to sweep it right down the neck of it.
Your mum told me that. Barrier. Yeah. Easy.
Just barrier.
Barrier.
Stones are manky.
So nice start here for Gray. Open hit for 2. He always liked a nice, comfortable open hit for 2s. Simple but important here in this first end. You'd like to get your deuce early, and the rollout here would kind of be a moral victory here for Neuenschwander if he misses this. This is curling.
All the way, boys!
They got to go to hit it.
He's been working with these lads this weekend.
Will it stay? The quiet weight saved him. What a great sweeping.
Just hang on at the end.
Yeah.
Logan a little perplexed at that, but he scores his deuce here in the first. And we're coming to you live from Champéry, Switzerland, with the curling masters. For SUI.
No, I just needed more ice.
Remember my easy came back.
And it's the third time we've been here in Champéry. And Mike, a part-time resident here.
That's right, yes.
We'll get you to talk about that a bit.
Yeah, I can do that. Just listening into Logan's team there, the guy said it was a light barrier weight, their barrier backboard weight. So they threw it just a little down from what they had anticipated, but I said, again, the great sweeping saved it. And again, the ice has been good for the sweepers here. If it really makes a big difference out there when it's been a nice, clean, consistent surface.
I thought his first one curled a long way.
John Herring and his all-Scottish crew
Yes.
has done a great job.
Yeah, young John, he's been our ice maker here for a little over a year. He and I arrived about the same time. This is his first go at an arena facility on his own, and I think he's done a great job. So.
Time responsibility for a big event.
Yeah, I thought he's done. He's been here. I know the hours he's been putting in. He's been putting in long hours. And he said he brought 2 of his friends over from Scotland to help him out.
That's plenty.
I need a translator when the 3 of them get together, though, Armin. I'm not sure I can barely get a word in with them.
Let's be to translate for you. 'Cause I'm not much better.
Line's good. Easy.
Line's perfect.
Whoa.
So Richard Woods
No.
putting the first rock in play.
Let it set.
It's chasing on.
Would like to have it settle down in front of the tee line, but it looks like it's just going to slide. We've seen a lot of this week. A lot of rocks slipping.
I said it's so quick. I mean, I've spoken to 2 or 3 teams who said this is the quickest ice they've played on all year, and for some, the quickest they've ever played on. If you're getting split times of almost 4 seconds for a draw, that's crazy fast.
Wow, wow, nog gar keine Linie.
Okay.
Weg, Tür, weg.
3, vielleicht 12. Nein, ist es nicht drauf. 12. Ja,
This looks like it's going to slip into the rings.
Okay, so gut. Ja, es läuft viel besser jetzt. Weißt du, von Mitte, da haben wir gespielt vorher, die ganze Zeit.
Logan Gray putting down the broom, and a lot tighter broom here we see than what the Swiss are giving.
Yeah, the Scottish teams generally like to throw a little bit more positive weight
Really
than some of the
hard,
teams we see
Real
out here.
hard. Real hard! Hard!
It's curling. That's got a potential stay. Thought he had a chance of jamming that there, but rolled out.
Did that just Carol?
So with the free guard zone now, with that, really when you have the hammer, you only really get one opportunity to throw a corner guard. So we'll see how defensive Gray gets here as Neuenschwander throws up another corner.
Ja, Töp zien.
Keller, lead position.
Ja,
for the
Brahms
Swiss team.
nog lief.
And, see if they try to just put an end in the bank here
Ja,
blank,
moest.
keep things simple.
Daar. Ja, toeren.
And watching Gray this week, they're a pretty good hitting team.
Okay. Is goed zo.
Logan did really well at the Swiss Cup in Basel. Beat Murdoch to qualify for in the quarterfinal game to go to the semifinal.
Really interesting this week watching kind of the entourage of coaches that are accompanying teams to this event. Although we're not getting the full Olympic teams here, they're all the Olympic teams are over in Canada at an event in Brooks. There's a big Grand Slam next weekend. They're trying to get their bodies acclimated. But even a couple of Scottish teams here, they've got 2 or 3 Scottish coaches in town, and of course the teams like Finland and France and all these guys, they all have the Olympic qualifying event in Fusen coming up.
Some
So they're
potential Olympic teams.
yes, there's a lot of work and coaching going in, and it's nice. I'm actually quite pleased to see how much these countries are investing in their young teams, the developing teams. Everyone knows David Murdoch, of course, will be the team for representing Great Britain on the men's side, but they've got a good group of coaches here with the younger teams as well.
Scottish here with 3 teams: Hardy, Smith, and Gray.
The Smith team, they've been impressive so far with Eddie's younger brother playing third on that team. The boys probably don't like being called Eve's brother all the time, I'm thinking. Aaron, what do you think?
Probably not.
I think they're kind of stuck with that moniker for the rest of their lives. Saliv, reigning world champion. They're used to it, I'm sure.
Ross Pedersen eyeing his rock as he follows it down. Clean takeout. Scott's now lying 2.
Yeah, again, nice simple end here for Gray and the team with that first missed guard coming into the rings, and they're going to have a chance to hopefully force Neuenschwander into taking one. And Neuenschwander on the other side, he's going to either try to find a double or hit and roll in front somehow to, the deuce is going to be pretty tough here. They have to get a clean miss, but figure out a way to blank this in. That'll help. Logan's going to have to deal with that rock, I think. It's tight enough to the rings. So you might get a bit of a break here. He needs to roll this into the rings, and nose hit will open things up a bit.
Yep. No. Whoa.
Come on, Oscar. Hard.
And you go.
And there's the little break with the nose hit.
Stay. Ist die Seite, wo wirklich kommt, hè? Weg, Jungs, weg, weg, weg. Das 9. Weg, weg, weg.
Not laying a broom to it.
It's starting to come up now. It should be okay. Will it stay?
Yes,
Yes, there it is.
Barrier.
Nice quiet wait.
Yep. Hard.
Whoa,
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard to.
Interesting to watch the two Muirhead boys. They're both tuckers. They both throw in the tuck. You don't see that often. Scotland's the new Winnipeg, apparently.
His father, a very successful curler too, Gordon
Yes.
Muirhead.
Yes.
Tobias Guntensperger.
I'll let you handle the German
Yeah.
names, Armin.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's a
whoa,
mouthful.
whoa.
Neuenschwander's got a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of,
an easy
lot of
one. Yeah.
letters in that one
Neuenschwander's
too.
an easy one. Yeah.
Giving Easy Pavaniemi a run for his money. So fairly straightforward here in this second end. Missing that guard at the beginning. Certainly hasn't been allowed the Swiss team to create any offense.
Whoa. Got it up. Left. No.
Coming down now.
Clean it. Yeah. Just clean. Whoa. Whoa.
Neuenschwander's got to be careful here. I know he's looking at the roll and he'd love to get behind that corner guard, but he really has to be careful. If he happens to roll out, he's going to leave Logan either a chance for a little split or a little tap, and he might end up getting forced to one again here. So try to remember prime objective right here for Neuenschwander is to make sure he stays. And if the roll happens by mistake, then great. Good call actually would be to roll away from that guard and keep things in the open and just wait for a better chance next end.
Try not to get too fancy here.
Yeah. Interesting too. I was just watching. I mean, already in the first two ends here, you know, Neuenschwander's team is throwing virtually all in turns, and Gray's throwing all out turns. So quite often early in games, you see teams kind of throwing the same turn as your opposition just because they don't know the ice very well. But these guys don't seem to worry about that. They're just Logan's kind of got an out turn team, and Neuenschwander's an in turn team.
Whoa.
Solid hit right on the nose. Andre Neuenschwander.
So now, again, conversely, Muirhead, or excuse me, I keep calling Muirhead. Gray can actually be a little more aggressive with the roll, knowing that a blank's probably going to happen anyway. He can really try to go for this roll and see if he can force him to one. And immediately proving me wrong, he's gone to the intern after throwing the out turn on his first one. So
what's Mike saying?
won't be the last time I'll be wrong today, Armin. I'll
What's
tell you
Mike
that right.
saying up there? Let's do the opposite.
Good.
Nice shot there. So blank opportunity here for Neuenschwander again. Not a hard shot, but an important one for in terms of momentum.
Sneller, ruhiger.
Logan Gray with a third place finish at the Swiss Cup. Quite well for the team competition. Pretty tough competition.
Zieh ab! Zieh ab!
Looks good. Well done.
So blank here in the second end. Score stays at 2-0 for Team Gray. And we'll go into the third end here at the Curling Champions Tour Champéry Curling Master Champéry. The home of Mike Harris.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
Third time this event has been going on, and this will also be the home of the European Championships coming up in November of 2014.
Right? Yeah, I know the community is really getting excited about that event coming up in under less than a year now. Or no, sorry, just over a year now, and it's really a great facility for an event like that. We hosted here in 2010 as well.
That's great.
The Europeans. So.
Yep, give it a wee bit.
Line's fine, a little bit
They
tight.
got you involved
Yeah,
in
man, give
the
it a bit. Give it a bit.
organization at all? Or?
I'm
need
not
it anyway.
sure exactly
We're
what
not
my
bad.
role
Yep.
is, but
We're
yeah,
not bad.
I'll be around.
Line's good.
I'm actually going up
Colin,
to
Glenn.
Norway this year for the European, just to help the committee promote the two reasons. One is we got the event coming, of course, and then we also have our high performance center here that we try to bring some teams in and work with them and do some training with them. So it's been great this week to work with a lot of these teams. I haven't met many of these guys before, and we have a broom here that can measure speed and power, which is really a unique product, and we've had about 10 of the teams test the broom so
Taking
far.
advantage of having you here with that equipment.
Yeah, and it's been great for me just to collect some data. You know, our broom. This broom was invented by a guy in Winnipeg, Dr. Gerald Sandy, and he's got one, and I've got one. The only two in the world, and most of the coaches I had just worked with Ollie from Norway. Everyone knows Ollie from Norway, and he's he loved it. We've never really seen anything like it. So it's it produces reports on how much power you're producing, how much speed you're sweeping with, and we've had some work with teams to adjust their body positions, that type of thing, to improve their efficiency. It's been really eye-opening for a lot of the teams. It's been great. So
Sweeping is, on a technical basis, is still one of those unexplored areas in curling where there could be some vast improvement and development.
right. Well, I mean, it's always been the ongoing question. You know, I've been curling and commentating at the elite level since the mid '80s, and it's always, well, he's a good sweeper, they're a good sweeper, and, well, how do you know? That's it. And this device doesn't really measure how it affects the rock. It's it's your body, how efficiently you're able to apply pressure, and how quickly you can move the actual brush, and we finally have a device that provides data that says, yes, you're doing it right, or no, you're doing it wrong, and we've been able to make just small adjustments with some of the teams and have 20-30% improvements in efficiency in very short order. It's been wonderful. So within an hour and a half of working with a team, we can pretty much get a full analysis down, and then we start working on changing techniques and improving what's going on. So it's been fun, and as a curler, competitive curler, that was always the ongoing question. Well, they're great sweepers. Well, why? And now we have the answers, so which has been good.
Or you're sweating more than the other guys, so you must be working.
Are you out of shape, or are you working harder? How's it going? So
sweeping efficiency is obviously the name of the game. Conserving energy and applying it correctly, and that's all available here at the
our European Curling Center, Champéry. So
if you want to try this out, contact the center or Mike Harris directly.
Yes,
Book a
please do.
session with you. They've got some great facilities here. There's also accommodations available here in the arena.
Das ist gut.
Quite reasonable price too.
Das ist Nüni.
Available to all these developing teams.
I'm quite expensive, but everything else
Yeah, I
is
was
cheap.
going to say
Armin,
that.
isn't it?
I was talking about the accommodations
That's right.
being reasonable.
I'm kidding. I'm not. We always
it's the beer afterwards
it's a one. That's right. It's a one package deal. So it's been you come in, you can stay in the facility. We've got a restaurant, a swimming pool, fitness center. Of course, we've got this. This is an ice rink normally, or a hockey rink normally, and we have our 3-sheet curling facility.
Good ice conditions there put on by.
Yeah, we use the same rocks that we have here. So these are World Curling Federation stones. We bring them next door, and I said John Heron, our ice maker, does a great job. And when the teams are in, we give you the kind of the full treatment, trying to make you simulate conditions that you'd see in an arena.
Rocks produced by Caves of Scotland.
Yes. Yeah. So. Interesting, you and I were talking about the rocks earlier this week, Armin. Last year when we played in the event, the rocks were a little bit more aggressive, and what had happened, these rocks were purchased after the 2010 Europeans by the community, and basically they sat in storage and were only used for the Masters. And once we opened up the center, we thought, let's get these rocks some regular use. But what's happened is we used three sheets of the stones for half the year last year. We brought the other 3 sheets in to start the season this year, and they need a little adjustment to get them back curling on this arena, in the arena a little bit again, and that's not an unusual thing. A lot of the Canadian Curling Association or the World Championships, the rocks are they give them a little twist on some sandpaper, get the running surface a little bit more texture, and they curl more, they become more aggressive. So they're a little straighter this year than they were last, for sure.
Are they still curling on a draw, 3 to 4 feet?
Yeah, it's curling enough to get around, for sure.
Just on the little up weight, they're really hanging straight.
Yeah, and we've seen even some hack waders that are just kind of running down the sheet. So
I don't know if it'll curl as much as boobs is, maybe.
Just a little service to rough up the running surface so they grab again.
Yeah, so there's a good look at it. So middle of the 8 foot to go around the guard that's just across center line. So it's almost 4 feet of curl, which is quite good. But I think typically in an arena situation, a World Championship, European Championship, the ice makers like to see about 5 feet of curl. So they're a little straighter than.
Switch it.
That's why the speed is.
And you're right. It's one of the reasons it's quicker too. The running surface is a little smoother, and the rocks glide. They're really gliding further. This isn't quite getting that curl either. There's a good look at it. You have to be a little tighter to the guards. Quite often on ice that swings 5 feet, you can miss the guard by a foot and still get the rock buried. And on this stuff, you just need to be a little bit more precise. You got to miss the guard by an inch or two to get it fully buried. Which I kind of like, actually. I hate to say it, but I think it requires a little bit more precision when you're trying to get touch. It's very, very release sensitive, this ice. If you move the rock out at all, the rock's going to just travel right down the sheet. We saw that in the first end with Neuenschwander's hit, when he flashed that hit in the first end. Sounds strange, but when the rocks are curling 5 feet, you have a little bit more freedom. The sweepers can adjust the line a little bit more, and so a little more onus on the thrower when it's a little straighter like this.
Position bleiben. Nicht ziehen, nicht ziehen. So gut. Bleiben wir Schott, dass nicht hindern kann. Wenn nicht hast, der rollt raus.
And although Gray's chance to lie 2 years, nice little better situation for Neuenschwander in this end. He's got a couple of guards in play. He might be able to figure out a way to generate some offense here.
We're rolling. Anna. Whoa! High line. No, it will curl. It should.
Come down it here. Anything? Never. Going over here though. It's going out of theirs.
Roll, probably. Looks like it rolled right out of the rings. We lost that out of the picture.
Yeah, it's gone. So here's that chance now for Neuenschwander. It's the first chance he's really had to play an aggressive shot with no rocks in dangerous positions for him. So this is a pretty good opportunity. He's tightened up the ice in the draw, which I like. So edges are even tighter. So
He's going to be careful he doesn't tight up too much.
So 2.5 feet of curl he's anticipating here.
That was fairly positive, that release.
Nur lang nie.
This looks really nice for line. Just by the guard. Don't want him to be behind the tee line. So, yeah, about 2/3 buried, I'd say, behind that center guard. But there is one stone at the back of the rings there that you have a potential jam.
Is it worth it? If we do that, how's he getting two? Is he getting angle top?
There it is there. So you see you hit a third of a stone, you're pretty close to jamming that stone and leaving Neuenschwander a chance to get a third one around.
2/3 of it open here.
What are you saying, half? At least 2/3.
At least 2/3, says the optimistic second in the hack. You know, Logan, it's just a tough shot to make. If you just had to kill the rock, it'd be pretty easy. But when you have to get by the guard by, you really have to get by the guard by.
And you got up the way
By an inch, you know, to make the shot with quiet weight. It's just a really tricky shot. They talked briefly about playing a freeze, which would really tighten up the scoring area too, which I don't hate.
Make the sweepers work, eh?
They heard the call, backline weight. Make the sweepers work, so don't overthrow it, in other words. Good test of nerve here for Gray here in the third end. This is a very difficult shot. It's a very difficult shot in these ice conditions when it's, you know, again, a little sensitive, a little straighter than we're used to seeing in an arena.
Logan Gray, vice Scottish champion.
Yep.
What's that mean? Runner up?
Runner up.
Come on, boys. All the way, all the way, all the way.
Vice, yeah, this is on the guard.
Yeah. Whoa.
That was pretty easy to do, you know, when you had that rock at the back 12 foot in your line of sight.
It's like trying to hit a golf ball over a pond.
For some, yes.
So there's that.
The golf instructor in me would say, you know, that's not exactly the right analogy, but yeah, you're right. You're in your line of vision, and if you're not used to doing it, yeah, you can certainly get into some trouble.
Sicher nicht, T-Line sicher nicht berühren. 8 Fuß, so. Legst du 10 cm vor der Tee, ist optimal.
So these guys are looking at maybe going around that corner guard. Another good option here would be to go to the open side behind the tee line and tempt Gray into throwing some sort of double and maybe bring a jam into play. But the real key here is leaving the stone not in a place where you can't double. So they are electing to play the out turn to the right side of the screen as we're looking at it. They'd like to keep this above the tee line. You don't want to give him a free Gray a free run at a double where you can hit that yellow stone anywhere on the right side of center and have it rolling into yours. So it has to stay above the tee line. The one nice thing is they have thrown this draw a couple of times already in the first end. Well, he's seen this draw a couple of times in the first end. Logan is the one who threw the draw over here. So
Andre Neuenschwander.
Yeah, a little pressure, some pressure on the sweepers here to.
Swiss junior champion. Hasn't had a lot of experience at the Champions Tour level.
Yeah, so this is it. You need to keep this in front of the tee line, as I said. So as this rock gets behind the tee line,
make sure it stays in the house too.
Yeah, and there is the problem. So if that rock, if you imagine that stone on the other side, exactly the same position on the other side of the 8-foot arm behind the tee line, Logan plays the double. He risks jamming it on that red one and possibly giving up a 3-ender. Well, the double probably made, but it makes it much easier. This now is quite a simple double here for Gray. Anything on the left side of the stones we're looking at, it should be pretty close to making this double. So again, little bit of inexperience there, perhaps.
Couldn't drag it back any further either because he wouldn't have been sitting second back there.
Right, and the other option, of course, the perfect shot for Neuenschwander would have that stone in front of the tee line, even or higher. But your margin for error wasn't quite as big on this side of the sheet. So we'll see if Gray can take advantage now. Still needs to make the double.
Whoa! Whoa!
It's not a good sign.
Haven't laid it before. That was pretty emphatic.
The heavy woe needs to curl a little.
Ah, boy.
There you
Gets
go.
it.
That was pretty unmissable.
And this will force Neuenschwander to outdraw it for his one.
Another look at it.
Ja, wieder mit Eis ist gut.
Just how they drew it up.
Ja, gleich nochmal.
Hast du Auflagefläche, ja?
Ja, nur jetzt habe ich das gleiche Eis gegeben. Also, viel trifft er nicht hin, wenn wir Backline haben.
Interesting, he's chosen the same path, which I don't mind. It's a pretty good
Just going to ask that question.
spot. Yeah, I don't mind this shot, especially when the ice is really, really quick like this, and they're a young team. It's pretty easy to have these rock. You overthrow it by a foot, and all of a sudden you give up a steal at two. So gives a little bit of freedom. You need to make the draw right on the tee line, or you can,
Auflagefläche, Auflagefläche.
Like they're, this has got weight
Going hard
coming
on it.
down to it, They get past
Whoa.
that guard.
Whoa, touch, touch!
Oh. Might get lucky here.
Sorry.
And he does. Takes his one.
got away with it.
Neuenschwander, yeah, takes his one. So the score is 2-1. The hammer will now change to the Scottish team in the next end. So a bit of a fortunate rub there.
Very, and you know, these rocks that are on sheet D, E, and F, the ones we're using, are the ones we've been using in the curling club for the last few months, and I've had a couple of teams in matching stones over the last little while, and I can tell you right now that 8 yellow, if he's throwing them in order, the 8 yellow is a slow cutter. It cuts, it curls an extra 1.5 feet, and it's about 10 feet slower
So
than the
you've
rest
been
of them.
matching them and you left that rock on the 8th?
It's not such a subtle change that teams shouldn't notice it. And my view on rocks are, if the rocks are out there and you can see there's some change going, yeah, you need to be able to pick that up, and it's pretty glaringly obvious. So, but younger teams tend to think it's the ice, or it's them, or it's where a team like, you know, they said the more experienced teams that are used to playing in an arena, you know, they'll say, oh, you know what, I threw that pretty good. That shouldn't have done that, and let's get rid of it. So it's been, you know, we'll see if he picks up on it and see if he actually gets rid of it. He made the shot, he got away with it. You know, he's still down 2-1. We'll see what they end up doing with it. But that's not the only rock that curls out there, Armin. There's a few of them out there. So
He did sail his first one through in the first end, and then his second one.
second one curled up, yeah.
was a nice curl up, so.
Yeah, and then with the 8 rock on his last one, he threw a peel. So it won't have a big difference in the second end.
It'll take a while to notice that.
But you know, the younger teams tend. It took us 15 years to really become good at seeing rocks, and the other part of it is just trusting your own delivery. Say, was that me? Or am I playing enough or practicing enough to understand? Like, you know what, I threw that pretty good. You know, let's get rid of that stone. So
I generally use, when I play, the philosophy, if there was any doubt, or if there was any doubt in my mind, just change it.
absolutely.
It may be totally wrong, but at least you've cleaned that out of your head.
Yeah, ask my front end how many times I've switched rocks out and they just kind of rolled their eyes, and I think that might have been you, Skipper. But you know, keeping your skip happy is also a very important part of the equation out there on the ice.
So you're coaching a young team like this, playing in doesn't get that much experience at this level, and is just starting to get some experience at this level. What do you tell them to get ready for this?
Well, I think they have it. If they've not played in an arena before, that's a whole new experience, right? That in itself, the space is so open. I mean, not that we have huge crowds here and there's crowd noise or anything, but just having just this massive space. Usually in a curling club, it's much lower ceilings, and it's a really cool experience for anyone who's never curled in an arena before. But you know, we spend, again, one of the things I do with the teams. I said I don't profess to be a technical coach, and you know, in terms of coming to delivery and that sort of stuff. But what we do spend a lot of time with teams on is teaching them how to recognize bad stones, how to, you know, using all the information you possibly can, like split timing and you know, again, thinking out there. You need to use your brains a bit out there. No, don't just use stopwatches and assume everything's going to be perfect, because it rarely is. You know, very rarely I've played in events where, you know, all the rocks are good and you know, the conditions are ideal. So you just have to be observant and keep your wits about you. That's the biggest thing. Trust yourself, and that's really what it comes down to. And it's hard to do that when you're 0-4, you think, you know, we're not playing well, and you're struggling with other things. So, but you know, obviously they win the Swiss Championship, Swiss Junior Championship. They're talented. They understand what's going on out there. So. But again, it's just a learning curve. You know, we try and observe other teams that are being successful, see what they're doing. That's a big part of it too. You know, teams like Neuenschwander can learn something from teams like De Cruz and Sven Mikkel and those other teams that are out there. You know, played against De Cruz a couple of times over the last few years, and I was really impressed with how they are able to pick up on these things, even though they're a very young team as well. But they're playing in bigger events, in arenas, and playing some of the Grand Slam events. So
De Cruz, having been in the final for the last 2 years in this event, didn't qualify this year.
Yeah, they weren't quite themselves the first couple of days. They didn't look. They just were struggling. And
here we see another missed shot by the Neuenschwander team, wrecking on that front guard.
Yeah, 20.
Some of the early qualifiers. Team out of New Brunswick, Grattan, 5-0.
Yeah, James himself is playing great. I've watched 2 of their games in particular. They you know, he's bailed them out of a couple of situations.
Didn't qualify last year.
No, they struggled last year. And for those who don't know James, he's curled out of New Brunswick for the last number of years. He's played in a bunch of Briars. I've lost count out of New Brunswick. He played with Russ Howard for a bit and skipped his own team for a few times. He's probably played in 7 or 8 Briars, and really experienced player. And I said he's playing well again, which is nice to see.
Qualified out of that group, Pfister, young Swiss team. Qualified with 3 wins, 2 losses. They're at a good young coming team in Switzerland. We get a lot of young.
It was a good pool too. Gulbis from Latvia, they looked better than they were last year, and surprised there maybe Kausi from Finland. That's their Olympic hopeful down there, and he was bottom of the pack. So
Bernard Bertemann, Swiss runner-up, Swiss champion.
He's got a new team this year. Bernie would like
Players.
Wily veteran.
Yeah, certainly Wiley. Yeah. And the other group, Smith of Scotland, qualified with a 4-1 record, and
I quite like
Rantamaki.
Similar weight.
There's a tie there with Dufour, but Rantamaki on the hand of the defeat over Dufour in the last round. Qualified.
You're no less.
So we're now down to the C and D groups in this draw.
Whoa! Line's good. Weight's good.
Just a thing.
No, we're all right.
Whoa!
Up here.
Weight's good.
Whoa,
Might need another one in here.
whoa.
It's coming to T. It's coming to T. Like.
All right, Ross.
All right. Bye.
So, good news, bad news for Gray. Good news is you've got 2 buried behind guards. Bad news is they're behind the T line. And so a couple of opportunities here for Neuenschwander. He needs 1 good freeze here to kind of get him out of trouble. And it doesn't really need to be buried. You can get half buried, corner frozen to that red stone at the back, and that will do it. Kind of discount that other red stone at the back, 8 foot on the right side. A little pressure on Tobias.
You didn't. No, she didn't say the last name.
Yeah, I got. I'm afraid.
Neuenschwander.
Neuenschwander.
Yeah.
Neuenschwander. Only for weight. I knew that much German. I got that one.
Neuenschwander.
Great line here too. There's a great shot. Really well done.
That'll motivate that player.
Guard's got to come off here.
I would have been tempted to just roll open wing on my second one.
Logan Gray.
That's
Interesting call here. That Yellowstone's in such a good position for Neuenschwander. He said they don't even really need to be that precise with his guard, his replacement guard, to force Gray here. So, although peeling the guard's a pretty simple shot. I'm not sure what he's hoping for. Even if Neuenschwander misses the guard, I'm not sure what he would do. Other option would be to follow him down, play a little freeze tap again.
Muirhead clears that rock off the front. No. Neuenschwander indicating he'd like to have that guard replaced. Last year we were buried in snow here at this time of year. It's been really sunny and warm.
It's been a beautiful weekend. I joked with. We were talking about the weather last year. I curled with my team from Toronto last year. The guys were asking, what should we bring? I said, because I was wearing shorts a week. Well, it's been 25 and sunny. Don't worry about it. Don't bring anything heavy. And then we got the biggest snowstorm of the year last year during this weekend. So it's been great for John, too, for the ice. John Heron for ice making, too. When there's no humidity in the air and it's clear and sunny and cool, it's been ideal. And great for the players, too. Easy to get around. And
getting some rays outside. This is a little deep,
not in the rings
think.
is what we're looking for. Interesting for me that they would play the opposite turn for the guard. That they just played the come around and then change turns and go play the run.
We need rid of that yellow, eh?
Can you see any of this?
Yeah, just a
Suppose
fraction.
you could try straight back run.
Yeah, that's a little dangerous too. But they're talking about
What's
trying
the
to
gap
peel the
like?
yellow cleanly. That's what can they see of that? I mean, less than a quarter, right? An eighth.
Well, it's your call.
Even if you take the back one,
You're
you're
in
anyway.
big trouble.
I can see a 2 inches.
There you go.
Well, that's all you need if you hit it.
Well,
If
let's
you hit
play
it.
if I catch the guard. Whatever, it's up to you.
Like you take the back one's good anyway.
Take the back ones, all right.
Now that yellow guard's very tight to the rings, they're saying taking the back one's pretty good. I agree. I mean, that's now much more difficult come around for Neuenschwander if the pick is made, but you certainly can't fly by here and miss everything. So you heard Glenn discussing, a good option is to actually hit the guard by mistake, and that's okay. That's not even really by mistake. It's a pretty good plan B.
And Muirhead with a big shot here.
Hard.
In the fourth inning. Makes it.
Good shot. Lost his own, unfortunately. Really well done. Good sweeping by the guys. Actually got by too tight. It was hard to do that, to actually lose that stone at the back. 4.
I didn't realize it
You
was.
just touched that front one. You're in big trouble.
Oh yeah, sorry. If you feather, it would have been
Feather
dead.
it.
CUN.
Good shot. See if you feel like that.
Okay, they said Elf. That's 11. I know that much, but is that just not knowing what system these guys use? Is that just enough to move it to the back line?
Just
Should maybe I run it then, should we?
I would think.
Usually, if they're using that old system of
Happy just to
Randy Furby's team made popular about 10 years ago, where
System they're using.
7 is T line, 10 is back line, 1, 2, 3 for high guard, tight guard.
The
Be
yellow
a
was
hog
sticking.
hog 11
All right, 11 seconds. Right.
seconds. Down weight takeout.
Yeah, it was more like an 11-second hit, wasn't it? It was the back line.
We've still got a curler stone, by the way.
I wasn't stopping shooting for anything there.
The come around's silly, is it?
Barrier. Yeah.
This. You want them? We don't really want to roll behind it.
I think we do.
Give them 3.
What if they freeze?
Freeze fine.
Well, we're getting forced otherwise.
Two's not
Yeah,
really
okay.
slow, is it? It's just curls. That's a wee bit.
Don't give it as a curly rock if you're
No,
giving
no.
one.
You got 3. 3 didn't curl with Glenn when he threw it anyway.
I like this.
Could play that.
Barrier, eh?
Yep.
Quite like that.
Barrier up!
Yep. All the way. Come on, boys, lean on it.
Trying for the roll here. But
Gotta go real hard.
We might get forced anyway if we,
Whoa,
we just
whoa,
keep it
whoa,
open.
whoa,
So
whoa. Fine then. Okay, good switch.
got it going early, looks like.
Ja,
No
nehmen
hit.
den raus. Ja gut, der ist drin, wenn die schwarz am Rand ist.
Ja, er beißt sicher, aber trotzdem der.
Ja, ja schau, der Double hat er so oder
Neuenschwander
so.
not having
oder?
advantage of last rock.
Probieren wir
Certainly
Gut,
like
wäre
to
etwa so
have a
einer.
roll.
gut spielen.
Yeah, and,
aber
he,
sicher
and actually
stay.
he's going to roll into a. If he can actually roll behind that yellow, he's going to have a pretty good chunk of the
denke, er
forefoot
spielt
too.
nicht
He's going to force
Sicher
Force,
stay Zani, ich glaube Mitte ist gerade gut, Zani.
Gray into a tough
Gehst
shot.
zuerst mal
I'm not
auf
sure if
Stay,
that
gell?
front one's in
Stay
actually,
sicher.
Armin. If it is in, you know, maybe that's what
Hard to tell from the angle that we see the
it
camera
is.
at.
So we'll get a pretty
Ja,
good
Roll, wenn
indication.
wir uns 100
if
Pro
he gets
sicher
the
sind
space
hinter
here.
der Eignung. Der Gal links und sonst Stay. Sicher Stay, der andere ist
So
drin.
we'll observe this rock now.
Bist auf jeden Fall der schwarze am Rand.
This is the number 8.
If this is 8, yeah.
Not sure if where he's actually playing that rock.
We're staring. Armin and I are staring at the screen, trying to see if we can see whether the number 8's on there.
Couldn't tell.
But hard to say.
We have a set of binoculars right next to us. We can take a look at that maybe. It's looking pretty good. Didn't quite roll enough.
Same turn.
I'm assuming this is in.
So there's
Is
Logan
it?
having a look at that stone at the top.
Barrier.
Got the same turn.
Not really. Give me tight ice.
Should be straighter.
This stone curls.
I think there's good.
Heard Logan say this stone curls.
Mario?
So he, again, this part of what we're talking about, the observation of
Is
these
this stone
teams,
gonna curl
seeing,
a lot?
okay, whether the stones
Is this
are
one of the
curling or
swingy
not.
swingy ones?
This is the one. This is the less swing of the 2, I think. It's one of mine.
So he's basing that
okay.
decision based on what
I
that
think
rock
so.
that he threw in the first and
Your
just
barrier's
hung
normally
on. He had hit
firm,
for 2,
so-
if you recall, and they had to sweep it all the way down, and
I
the
will
rock
hold it.
really bent on him. So yeah, just paying
Get
attention.
any indication if he was needing to stick here?
He's
or
throwing it quiet.
Body
I
it
think
up.
this is definitely hits the one.
We're assuming that that rock on the top is counting then.
Whoa, in!
Yeah, they're playing for their 1 for sure. Good throw,
Good. Just didn't want to take off.
no mistake.
So Gray scores 1 here after 4 ends of play. Score is now 3-1. My name is Armin Harder. I'm here with Mike Harris,
Sonst ist alles
coming
gut.
to you from Champéry, Switzerland with the Curling Masters.
Ich habe gerade gedacht, es ist niemand mehr rum. Es ist auf dem Nebenring los.
Ski region Port de Soleil. Have you managed to get your skis on here? at
I
all?
haven't actually, and sadly, I only live about 300 yards from the ski lift. But I'm a green run skier. The Alps scare me a little. I'm not going to lie. I only started skiing when I lived out in Banff for a year, back about 8 or 9 years ago. So I should on principle just get up there once. But I promised myself I'll bring my boots over in January and get up there and ski. It's beautiful. One of the largest ski regions in Europe. There's something like 195 lifts and 400 or 500 kilometers of trails up there. So no reason why I shouldn't.
We're here in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. Big wine area here also.
I've heard that. Yes.
Ross.
I was just told that.
Curl it,
today.
Ross. You get the centre.
Exactly. Much to your surprise.
Yeah.
Right to lean on it. Hard, Ross. Lean on it.
Hard, hard, hard.
Lean on it.
On every end.
Hard.
Right
All the way.
So Neuenschwander very much still in this game.
Ah, you were just like
Needs to get some rocks into play, some guards.
fine though. A wee dunt for the next.
Would like to score a deuce here in the 5th.
Länge gut. 2, 3.
Wow, 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 wow.
2, safe. Nur richtig.
Sieht lang aus. Wow.
2.
Mit die Tüte.
2, schön.
Bringt uns um.
Ja, kommt da drüber.
It's so quick ice, like.
Still go tighter,
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
This'll curl a hair more.
Go right at that.
Wee chunk on the way.
Back
Give it
4.
up.
Hit line.
Go hard. Go hard. Hard all the way.
Hard line.
Hard all the way, Glenn. It's real good.
Line's good. Come on.
Hard, Glenn. Oh. Lean on
Tap
it.
and T. Tap and 2 foot.
Lean on it. Hard. Hard, hard, hard.
Double roll probieren.
Ja.
So.
Ja.
Wie schnell? Ja, Karl, von mir aus kannst du ja gerade.
Ja, ist gut.
Schon gut, eigene Nähe.
Ja.
Dass der sicher zack, weg. Sachtig. Fast gerade. Klein rechts. Wow, wow, wow. Achtung, andersrum. Ja, zieh ab! Zieh ab! Zieh ab!
Oh, sorry.
Can't believe you got that across the top. Corner's off that.
It's in though. Is that in?
That says, yeah. Iron's still peeling. Can do that.
Don't really overly want to blank fight.
Easy. Peel's okay.
Yeah.
We're too
Let's roll to
opposite,
centre
please.
if we can.
What are you thinking?
Maybe. Safe though.
Yep. Hard. Really hard. Hard.
Hard. Go 50. Whoa, 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 whoa,
It's good. Why are we up in?
I don't know.
whoa! Ross said slow.
Nicht so schlecht für den.
Von mir aus kommt sogar der. Das Nullen tut uns nicht weh, oder?
Ja. Ja.
Nehmen wir zweimal den letzten. Sicher im Haus bleiben. So.
Gib mir nach.
Okay. Zieh ab!
Wow.
Zieh ab!
Ja, ja.
Zieh ab!
Ja, Jungs.
Wow, 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 wow!
Ja. Da
Good roll here.
Ja.
Ja, stop.
Right over behind that corner guard. Straight shot.
Normal. Yep. Whoa.
Playing the run back here.
All right.
And left the guard, so you hear guys say not happy with that result. So leaving the stone kind of partial, well, maybe only just slightly buried, but left the guard. There's a good look at it there.
Entweder der oder auf die andere Seite.
Der geht da, ja.
Oder kannst du gar
Der ist gut. Sogar Kart. Ja, weißt du, wenn es bis am Schluss nicht gelingt, muss er hindern.
Ist gut. Legen auf die
Ja,
andere
den
Seite.
finde ich gut. Etwa da.
Ja, aber der ist einfach schwierig zum Spielen und wenn er nicht kommt, ist er voll für den Arsch.
Weißt du, wenn du Kart machst, dann macht er Schüsse so drauf. Einfach da rüber. Dann hat er wieder eine Linie zum den Doppel zu spielen, oder? Ich finde den gut. Er zu kurz, da ist er auch gut.
Ja, okay, probier's.
So giving him some options.
Yeah, he's Neuenschwander's
Ja, 12
desperately
Fuß, 8
trying to
Fuß.
protect the 1 and the 4 foot.
Yeah, I think, you know, ideally he'd like to get half around that red guard. Top of the 8 foot
Ja,
would be
wat?
great. But hear him say
Jungs,
a
eben
guard
der
is
auch
also
noch
good.
gewesen, oder?
Comes up a little short.
Aber jetzt musst du dich entscheiden.
Ja, Serge.
Ja, ja. Ist beides gut.
Lieber den. Okay, machen wir den. T-Line.
He's just changed his call.
No, just going to split the rings. I like splitting the rings. Keep things simple.
You come in too tight there and don't get halfway behind cover. You're setting up a double, I guess.
Warte.
Well, even if they come top 8, that run on the red is really short, so
Wow, 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 wow.
Gleiche Höhe, wenn's geht.
complicate the end a bit. So
T-Line.
T-line open, no leave, no double.
Hinten 4, muss, hä?
Keeper's taking
Dort
care of it
hinten,
here.
hinten 4.
Keeping it clean.
Okay. Ja. Zieh. Perfekt.
Looks like they
Schöne Serge.
accomplished splitting those quite well. And there we go.
Perfect.
Evenly.
No double.
Ja, ist einfach der schwierigste Teil, den man spielen in dieser Situation. Ist halt eine Sinnmasse, was er will. Ja, der spielt Freeze.
So Gray is at 3 and 1.
Du musst nicht unbedingt so einen schwierigen Stein
Sick is at 4 and 0. This is this group that we're looking at.
Normal!
Wow.
And,
Clever.
Johnny Yar is at
Puss.
3 and 1. So
Right off!
and Sick is up
Yep.
5 to 1
Yes.
in his game after 3 ends. So he looks like he's
Fucking sweep it and
pretty
get
well
it in
through.
here.
Well, Sick, yeah, he's in good shape. He's beaten Yar and Gray, so regardless of whether he wins or loses, he's going to be in. What happens now is if Gray wins, he needs Johnny Yar to lose after, because they lost. Gray lost to Yar the first round, so
right,
so we'll keep an eye on Johnny Yar. Who's he playing? Kraus, right, from
Selfie.
Denmark.
Denmark, yes, and
They're up 1, or the Danes are up 1.
yeah, up 1-0 after 3 ends. Yeah, the 4th end's just being
Fourth.
posted now.
And it's 1-1.
Yeah, so Kraus has got the hammer in that 5th end against Yar.
Wow. Ganz weg.
But Logan's got
back.
to take care of his own game.
Yeah, doesn't do much.
Ja, wir müssen überrollen, aber ist noch
Focus
gar
too much
nicht.
on the
Can't
others.
really help too much, that's right.
Buttensbaggers looks like he might have flashed this one. Just gets a piece of it.
Got away with it.
Loses his
Nur
shooter.
gut.
Ja, wir haben immer noch Kart.
Again, little inexperience in my opinion there. That was a great opportunity. They could have played a freeze and really put forced Gray into a tough decision. You know, you end up throwing a freeze in there, and now we've got one 2/3 buried, or sorry, 1/3 buried, and you've got one frozen.
No need to play takeout on that.
No, not at all. Be a little bit more aggressive.
Ist in Eile, hä? Ja. Musst du vorne anstellen, ja?
Underthrow this a little.
Splits them.
That's the good news. There's 2 on the rings. Bad news is we're down to thirds last rocks here, and just a simple nose hit, I was going to say, would leave a really tough double for Gray, but
Lekker blöd, hè?
Hit and stay.
hit and stay. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, the way the hits have been going, though.
Well, you know, you look at look at the
Dicey.
drawing to that side of the 8-foot. There's such a small path that is available to you, and because that rock's biting the 8-foot, you've only got about a 2-foot window for speed as well. That can be a really tough shot. Keep it simple, and even if you end up leaving a double, if you nose hit it and Gray makes a double, you have a chance to blank again. But,
Whoa. Zeer goed. Tjap!
it's a little better throw here, a little quieter weight.
Whoa!
Want to nose hit? Definitely don't want to roll towards the center line. Great shot, wonderful
Looking shot.
Yeah, wonderful touch there.
This will give us, even if we go to there, if he then noses, we're going to have a...
No, I'm making a mistake on those hit.
Yeah. Straight turn.
So this is a setup shot. They've heard him say they're going to try to roll over towards that yellow. So I'd like to roll buried if they can, but even if they get them a little closer together, group them a bit better, they can leave a simpler double than this one.
Wait.
Take it as a straighter one.
I know what I knew I was putting my last hit a bit heavier. Not going to be a failure.
Barrier!
Whoa! No. Whoa!
Whoa, boys. Never a touch. Never. Close, though.
Go on,
No.
Go on, Bibsy! Hard!
Go.
So a little bit of a roll.
Good try.
Is it enough to
Almost.
Good shot.
be irritating enough, that guard? Or does it look fairly open?
No, it's open, but I mean, the nice thing is if he happens to get a nose hit now from Neuenschwander, it's a simpler double now. The rocks, you can be really close to the center on the
Ja,
top
doch,
one.
is goed.
And lots of ice taken.
They've been taking a lot more ice than certainly the Scottish team have all
Heel
game.
Glieper rollen aan skaden.
I've thrown this intern a few
Maar als
times
je
in
de
this
double
spot.
gaan erin klippen. Ja.
Yeah,
Egal
this
wo
is
wir hier
the-
rollen, einfach sicher im Haus bleiben.
that spot, that almost the same spot where he flashed that hit in the first hand with this intern.
Andre Neuenschwander, current Swiss junior champion.
Lang goed, tjep.
Zie je jongens. Wow! Toch, Achtung. Ja!
He's working it pretty hard.
Ja! Zie hard! Zie up! Roll!
Yeah, pretty good roll. Let's create a bit more of an angle there.
You're doing this, eh?
Gray's going to
Okay.
ignore it, actually try to play the hit and roll again.
You don't like that, no?
Hit the same spot, we're pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
You want to play this, eh?
Yeah.
Teammate.
Say so.
Looking great. Setting up. Try to remove this shot rock. Roll in behind the yellow one on the top of 12 foot.
Whoa! No, we're higher.
Get over there.
Needs to move quite a lot, boys.
Go on, boy. Go on.
Gets the nose hit.
All right.
So fairly easy shot here for Neuenschwander. Just needs to hit and stick around.
Ja, het is je weer teruggerollt. Het is weer mal te.
And I'll say it again. If it's that 8 rock, we'll see it curl a bit
You
more.
didn't see that. That's
I tried to get out there and have a look. I couldn't see.
Voor een
got it in his hand right now.
Ja. Wieder een selfie. Genau der gleiche Stein nochmal.
Schneller!
We'll see if it starts to curl here.
Dranbleiben.
Looks like it's okay though. Nice quiet wait. This looks pretty good.
Ganz weg. Ganz weg. Ja, das ist schon gut.
Just to stick around.
Very nice.
So,
So,
score of 2
Back
here.
tied again.
Erstmal mal
Ties
so
up the game.
So battle, patience, good patience there shown by the young juniors. Fight their way back.
Yeah, I think so.
After 5 ends of play, scores all tied up. Logan Gray, Scottish team, playing against Neuenschwander from Switzerland.
Gobi.
Here at the Curling Masters in Champéry. Curling Champions Tour live production coming to you via Laola 1 TV. My name is Armin Harder. I'm here with Mike Harris.
So 3 in game now here for Gray. He's got the hammer here in 6. Pretty good position.
Lange gut!
Rüber. Ja, ist gut, ist gut.
Nimm den Spitz, nimm den Spitz.
Wow, am Herz rein. Ein bisschen Geduld, Jungs. Ja, vor Nacht ist okay, ja, vorne 4, vor Nacht. Ja, nicht auf die.
Okay, ich komme auf die, sorry.
Some house.
Okay.
Sorry, Keller.
Sorry, Keller.
Yeah, that might have been a place to attack.
And that's a mistake for sure. Definitely wanted that short of the rings.
You want to score in the 6th end if you can, eh?
Well, you know, we talk a lot about development of technology and all that sort of stuff that we're doing with the broom, but statistically there's so much information available to the players now too. Our friend
Ross,
Jerry
easy.
Gertz over runs Curling Zone. He's been keeping stats on World Curling Tour games for the last 10, 15 years, and he's got a sample of about 3,000 to 4,000 games now that have been played, and teams that are leading after 6 ends with only 2 ends to play are winning 70% of the games about approximately. So it's a huge end. So it's nice to score here for sure, but if you're Gray, you cannot give up a steal. You've got a big advantage here. You go from complete control of this game, you end up giving up a steal. And, I hate to say it, I mean, I've always been a proponent of playing aggressively, but when you get a rock into the button in the 6th end here, there's really, he's got to be careful and to calculate the amount of risk he wants to take here to score. He has to score. He cannot afford to give up a steal. And, statistically, he's got a huge chance of winning the game if he can even get 1 point here. If he gets a deuce here, that number goes from about 65% to 80 or higher.
Neuenschwander's got to go out pretty well all out to try and score in this.
He'd love to steal for sure, definitely. So yeah, it's tied with the hammer, you're winning.
Yeah, this rock needs to be in front of the house.
It has to be in front. So he had 2 opportunities there to throw a guard without the hammer, and that's two big misses.
Schneller gespielt als der erste. Oder etwa gleich schnell gespielt wie der erste.
It's also taking all the stats off the Curling Champions Tour.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like the guys who talk about the baseball stats for years, and it's all based on just absolute numbers of what's going on. So,
He doesn't get the back one.
didn't get the double, but Neuenschwander's got to deal with that stone. So there's a corner guard, red in the rings.
Throw up another guard.
He could throw a center guard. Yeah, he could. I mean, you take a bit of a chance.
Zani.
He picked about the 3rd option that I might pick.
Well, yeah, hitting
draw
and
around
say.
it or put another center guard.
Yeah, again, he's got to calculate too. He can't afford to give up a deuce. Conversely, if he gives up a deuce, I mean, he's got, it drops. He's only maybe got a 15% chance of winning the game. So
Sorry.
Hat er heute? Achtung! Gell, über!
Wow, nice. Stay. Sicher nicht über.
Yeah, pretty good shot.
Schöne.
Guess he was happy with it. Said it was a schöne.
Das ist gut gewesen.
Was? Was sagst du?
Ich liebe noch.
Was hast du gesagt?
I think so.
Barrier. There's a shot. Barrier. Push.
Yeah.
Here, let.
Yeah, the stuff Jerry's doing reminds me, you know, everyone's seen the movie Moneyball, and it's all about just crunching numbers, and you know, all the top teams now are just looking at,
Right in the corner.
you know, statistically in this situation, you know, teams talk a lot about risk versus reward. Is it worth risking an angle raise for 3 when we can certainly just simply draw for 1 here in the 6th end? The answer in the 6th end, no, it's not worth the risk. If you get a simple shot for 1 or a really tough shot for 2 or 3,
gefährlich, oder?
the statistical correct answer is to take
Von
the
mir
1
können wir
and move on.
aufmachen.
It's, you know, guys, teams are using
muss
that type of
perfekt
information
durchspielen,
now
oder?
just
Zum
to
Zweier
help
buchen.
them with their decision
Kommst du
making late in
direkt an,
games.
oder nicht?
You know, think, oh, if I make
Direkt an,
the
dann
shot
kannst du
for
ja
3,
dahinter
I'm going
splitten.
to, you know, blow the
Ja,
game
wenn
open
man
and it's over
splittet, hat
now.
halt die
But,
Kamera
you know,
an,
at the
dahin.
end of the day, taking your 1, statistically, it's almost as good.
Aufmachen! Ist gut. Guard!
So that hit and roll kind of over behind the corner guard. Some decisions
liegt
now
nicht
for
gut.
Neuenschwander. He can hit that stone, as you can see,
Aufmachen,
probably half
Nuller.
on the outside, but
Ja, ist
he's
gut.
going to let Gray have a free go at the
Aufmachen, aber
come
weg.
round.
Ja, ja. Spielt schon nicht sauber durch.
And again,
Bringst du nachher einen Double?
young team. I'm not sure this is one of the options I would choose here, Armin. That's
No, either.
not what this is not going to accomplish too much. And
Zieh ab!
the only person happier about this call than Neuenschwander
Ja, ja,
is Gray,
muss!
probably.
Zieh ab! Zieh!
Gray's playing for 2 after this one here.
Well,
Schöne.
he's got a chance to get 2 without any risk.
That's right.
That's what that does for Gray.
Oder wenn wir
He's
schon
he's
sagen, wir
happy
wollen den
just,
Nuller
okay,
machen.
no,
Wenn
no.
wir wollen Risiken nehmen, gehen
You
wir
need
auf
to play
Guard.
a freeze or a tap or just simply hit that
Can't really
stone
guard it because it's behind the tee.
or draw open. It looks like he's drawing over behind the corner guard. I think
I
he'd
don't
be.
like guarding it 'cause it's behind the tee.
Putting the guard
He's
up
putting the
again.
guard back up
You
again.
think?
So
Yep. So there you go here.
It's just because it's behind the tee.
Huh?
It's just because it's behind the tee. It's maybe not that great a guard.
I think we can get another peel out of them. And if they play the freeze, they're going to be back tee as well.
Okay.
Ja.
So you heard his logic. He's not afraid of Neuenschwander playing the freeze. He's throwing a guard, and if he freezes, that's great. We can go around the corner guard, fall him down, try to get reduced that way. So. That's the beauty of curling, though, isn't it? Everyone's got their own different opinions
curl.
and strategies. And
Final. Lots to curl.
Get ready. Ready?
Yeah, go now.
Go in.
Hard.
Participation sport.
Turn it, Glenn. Hard kick. Whoa. Fine, good shot. Fine.
In, man.
Just outside the rings.
We're going to hit it anyway.
Not necessarily.
Never thought we were going that far.
Hé?
Didn't think we were going that deep for it.
it's worth it for now for Neuenschwander to play the run back here, see if he can make the double roll in the rings.
This shot makes more sense now than
Is there anything wrong with
It certainly does with the rocks being really tight to the rings, that's for sure. Throwing it quietly.
like to double them
Whoa!
out and roll
Whack!
them into the house.
Ja, ganz weg.
Sweepers
Yo.
quite a ways from this rock.
Oh, ja, ja.
Arms
Miss
fly
everything.
up already.
Ah, shit.
Missed everything. Tragic.
Ja, die Seite curlen viel, das ist einfach wegen top.
Ja, gleich wie immer, ja.
Ja, sag ich. Das meine ich.
So you see Grady indicate now he did feather that red. I'm not sure if he feathered it on, perhaps. It's hard to tell from the camera is in the center, so you're kind of looking partly under the stone. Looks like it's off by quite a bit, though. But chance here to roll to the right of the screen as we're looking at it.
Das ist recht gewesen. Gerne hat nicht. Das war die Steine kaputt.
Nose hit will leave a double.
Schon gut, Dan.
Die Halle ist auf einer riesigen Schnecke.
Weißt du, für die Schocke unter dem
Changing
Stein
turns.
schon im ganzen Spiel.
That came from the hack.
Barriere!
Yep. Whoa, boys.
They're a bit of an out-turn team. They like the out-turn.
Gotta move.
Whoa.
And then you can when it goes in the house.
Jesus.
Go.
And there it is. There is a double there. Pretty flat, but these guys throw it hard enough they can make this. And the rings are super lively too, all week long.
Dankeschön.
Lively
Ja, der ist sicher nicht
striking
drin.
bands.
Und sonst rollst einfach da hin. Ist auch gut.
Also good, you hear him say.
Sehr gerade, Tom.
Ja, ich weiß.
Not much ice. He pretty much has to hit it exactly where the broom is.
Wow, wow.
7,5, ja.
Wow, weg, 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 Jungs. Weg, weg, weg.
Bit of a flick
Kalle, du
there.
kannst
Looks
schauen,
good.
wo du bist.
Gets
Great
one,
shot.
Gets
Schön
two.
mit dir.
Easily made
Ganz
double.
geil.
See how lively that was. Great shot.
Bam.
Perfekt.
Another
So,
good
wie
look
dem
at it.
vorher. Ich kann das so gut.
Little extra rotation.
Yeah, he just, it's pretty fast.
Wonderful shot.
So aggressiv.
25.
Kind of redeeming himself after that flash.
Gonna say. Just need to make the right 50%.
That's right.
It's okay. We're playing two. Line only.
Wow.
Rim.
So
for
big.
one.
Ribs again.
Oh, the big double was made.
Wait,
That
nice
rock
one,
gets
two.
behind the tee
Yeah,
line.
that's
There
it.
is a corner guard.
Hard line. Hard line.
So Glenn Muirhead now
Line!
trying to
Really hard.
get past that guard.
Out.
Half buried's good.
Whoa, whoa.
On the next one, Bibs.
Rubbing.
Definitely rubbing. Did it get
Good.
on?
All right, fine.
Okay.
The way they put their hand up, it looks like it might be on.
That really grabbed.
Does that perfectly well.
Yeah, you can play the double actually off the one that's deeper in the rings too, which is nice. You can just basically hit the one that's in the 12-foot and roll over and nudge that sideways.
Rechts mal.
Fairly
Sonst mal
straight on
bang,
the
bang,
intern
gehen
side
die
here, I
raus.
think. Also,
Ist gleich. So. Ja, ist mir... Nein, gib mir einen Fuß. Ich
Take
spiele
that one
lieber
first.
Fuß, so steil.
the outside one.
Ja, aber dann hast du recht.
That's the more
Yeah, that's
natural
cool.
shot, I think, to make the double. If you had to make the double, my
Wirklich. Es
my
geht dann nicht
instinct
so
would be to
Fuß.
hit the
Weißt
other
du,
one
vorhin
first
curlen
and
zu viel.
roll
Ich würde es
to
so
the left
machen,
as
aber
we're looking
es
at
geht
it
dann nicht
and
viel.
just feather that one out of the rings. The back of your stone will hit that rock, but
Double.
there's no real wrong call here. I think you play the one you like better.
Fuß spielen.
I'm more of a draw curler, Armin. You know, I like this, the easy way. I take the gentle. If I hit and roll, and for me the alternative would be kind of hit and roll half behind that red and try to get your deuce that way. So.
And that rock would just barely go out the back of the rings.
Yep. Learned that from Ed Wernick. You know, he made more hack weight triples, and then they all went out of the rings by an inch. You know, that was kind of the way he threw his triples.
Wow.
Certainly more spectacular.
Zieh ab! Ja! Zieh! Zieh, Jungs!
There you go. Great shot. Teams now are so accurate with the big weight.
Perfetto.
So läuft's, man.
Really well done.
Ganz, ganz einfach.
So again, Logan,
So lift the double on blank the end.
stay patient here.
That was the score
Aye,
to
all right.
deuce in the fifth, so they're up
Line.
3-1.
No.
But,
We're in control still.
Yeah, that'll make Logan's team happy. As I said, he's got to take care of his own business here. But
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Phil?
So if you get four
Just
spots,
go
not
for
bad.
this, eh?
been impressed with Seek.
If you're
Actually, I
not,
watched him
we
play
get-
two games, and Freebeer, who they're playing, is actually a pretty good team, and they're handling it real easy. They're up 5-1. You said after 3 ends, and yeah, nice to see.
David's been on the tour for a long time, but he hasn't really done anything spectacular in the last this season. He certainly improved his game.
Stepping up a bit, right? You know,
Maybe
it's
getting elected as president of the Czech Curling Association has given some confidence.
there's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm not sure what it is. We'll leave it alone. But you know, he's playing
When
great
you're
though.
president, you got to make all them shots now.
That's right. That's right. It's like wearing Logan's
be
pants,
white.
right? You better
Exactly.
you better start playing better if you're the president, right?
Jesus.
But attempted double there from Logan is missed.
Ja, am liebsten noch irgendwo,
So chance
wo er
now
nicht
for
schaut, wie
Neuenschwander
mit
just to
Hits
simply to
stay,
split the
oder?
rings.
Ich würde jetzt davor nachspielen, einfach auf der Central Line.
Not sure what he's thinking about here. He just really wants to go to a spot
Snoller
where
is ja ook goed voor ons.
As we speak,
Ja.
Sick makes a
Snoller is
double.
niet slecht. Wir können
Dat
nicht.
dit gezeigt.
Das ist nicht, das ist einfach gerade nicht schottisch.
Dat is niet shot.
Da,
Scores
oder?
another one.
Aber ich meine Forsten.
Ja, genau da.
Als een film
He's
erop
playing
zet.
that Freiburger.
Find's
Yeah.
lässig.
they're pretty good. They're a pretty good team.
Moet springen, oder?
Da läuft sehr gerade.
En die
Gib
nog
ihm
10
Händel.
meter curlen vliegt er nog
It's
heen.
actually tough.
They were looking for you earlier. They want to do some work.
Yeah, we're going to work with them after the game. Today we're going to go do some testing,
Yeah, it's good.
sweeping tests, which is great.
Maybe you should have got to them before the game.
Maybe. I was preparing for this, Armin. I was
Uns sind's Nuller,
focused
für uns
and
nicht mal
trying
so
to do some
schlecht
work.
ist.
And,
Right.
yeah.
Einer vor nachher sitzt, oder?
Zo voor en achter tippen.
Ja. So, dass wir nicht der hinten stay
I'm
nimmt.
certainly glad to have you here.
Dass der second ist. Ja,
Yeah,
das
it's good to get the
Kleine-
headset
Tomorrow
on
morning, 8
again.
o'clock, you'll be back out here again?
What's
Ja,
that?
wenn er
Tomorrow
nur-
morning, 8
Ja.
o'clock, you'll be
If
here
you need
again?
me, I'll be
Nur
here.
der Frau
That's the kind of guy I am. Did I just commit to that?
Wenn er sagt, ich knall.
Ja, is toch goed?
Das haben wir vorher gesagt.
I wouldn't have made it this morning at 8,
Um,
just a fair warning. So, the
So,
It is
dass er
early,
der
isn't it?
8 Fuß liegt und der 12
Feel
Fuß
for
gerade
those
noch
ice
ist.
makers.
oh, it's good. It's good to
Trotzdem
get.
trotzdem
They say it's good to get
Ja.
headsets up back on. I've got
Halbe, halbe
start
ist auch
start
gut.
back with
Ja, genau,
Sportsnet
genau
and
so.
CBC next
Three
weekend at
eyes.
home. So,
Ja.
But we demand a lot higher quality here. than-
yes, yes.
Länge.
Hier genug.
Nog lang.
Draw for
Okay,
Neuenschwander.
vorne vorne 12.
Wart toch een beetje.
Wow. Garlet nicht, Jungs, warte.
It's actually trying to go top 8
Jetzt
foot. So
kommt
what
der
he's doing, he's trying to
Kalle
block the
Kalle.
path into the button, which I actually like this call. So he's good. It's up to the sweepers. This one I kind of want to fight the 8 foot at best.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, that's a great shot. That's actually perfect because Gray cannot hit that stone and get shot rock. So, and he's taken away a bit of the path.
No
Yes,
double
yes.
either.
And Gray's going to hit. A little bit of a surprise, but and as we discussed at the beginning of this end, you know, a single point here, a single point steal here for Neuenschwander will completely turn this game around statistically in his favor. He goes from a 30% chance of winning to a 65% chance
Take a
of
wee
winning
bit
this
then,
game
will
with
we?
one shot. So again, simple shot, but really important for Gray to
Gray needs
hit
to
to
win
stay.
or he's out.
Right.
Right now tied with Yar.
Yeah, and
3 wins.
he's
and,
getting some help over there from Kraus.
Fire it up!
As,
Yep.
Kraus is up
Word.
3-1
Yep.
on Yar, playing 6.
Whoa.
and
Good
he
shot.
makes the shot.
One.
4 of 1.
Good shot.
One to the goodies.
Important shot.
Yeah, big
First
shot.
time in a while, slightly wide on that one.
1 for the Team Gray from Scotland.
Correction, so slightly wide on
After 6 ends of play, it is now 4-3.
Good.
Right, boys.
Saying tighten up in the stone position, man.
Exactly, we're not a million miles away.
We need to work that
Have the
second
big
stone of mine. We need
Raclette
to-
evening
Raclette, yes.
set up for
That's 2 ends
everybody.
in a row.
It's one of those-
Traditional dish here, this region of Switzerland.
Get them big round cheese.
know, but-
Yeah,
things
yeah,
out there,
the
heat
big
it up.
round of cheese, and that's the cheese is produced in the Valley region. So it's a good fun night.
Don't want it
All the
massive
players, of
outside,
course,
you know.
involved, and a lot of the organizers,
He's probably pulling
big
out,
organizing
I think,
committee here.
Oh, it's pulling more. I think I've caught twice with that stone.
Yeah, volunteers here are great. Everybody
Yep.
packed it in, helping.
Schön im Corner
They're
rum.
very
Yeah,
organized here also.
Oh yes, yes, very much so.
Maybe leave it a metre short. Wayne.
Also, schau, das sieht zwei machen. Oder 50 im Hoofdje.
So being that they scored 1 in the last end, Richard Woods here, Scottish team will
2! Line's good.
set the first
Whoa.
rock in the motion
Line's good.
in this end.
Leave it late. 2, 3.
So
Line's
here,
perfect.
Lions good, cross.
Neuenschwander, what's your plan for this end?
Cross.
Well, again,
go.
it's statistically,
What's picked? Whoa, whoa.
it's not a big difference
Whoa.
whether you take 2 here, or
Whoa.
take 2 and 8, or try to take your deuce and 8. So you again really try to be patient and look for an opportunity. And
We didn't stop sweeping when it was going.
And conversely, if you're Gray, you do everything you can not to give up that deuce. So starting with the guard really is not
That's more than a
typically
metre
what we're
short.
seeing anymore from teams.
That's
You know,
more
they're
than a
seeing
metre
usually
short.
the first
Plumb
ones
on the
coming into the
centre line.
rings.
Is that not what I wanted it?
Aye.
this would be an opportunity for Neuenschwander to actually throw a corner guard. Get 2 guards out in front, start the end.
De hanger is ook goed.
But he's elected to go around.
Oh,
Tyler!
ja, is gar niet.
That's on the guard.
Wow, is bananas.
Maybe split it.
Meneer Zori, man.
You don't want a corner freeze on it, I know that much.
Can't do that.
Like that. And
Like
the reason you don't want to do that is that if you do if the other team makes the come around, you have no run back. So that is the worst position for a guard, and that's
Should have
again,
kept sweeping that.
well, World Curling Tour, the very, very elite teams, you know, teams like top 10 teams, Dean or Ulster and these guys, they're so good at the run backs. Anytime they have an opportunity to go around on the Champions Tour guys, sorry, my apologies, I forgot where I was there for a moment. Champions Tour teams, but like the Dean and Ulster and these guys are probably the best teams that we're when they see an opportunity like this where the guards are frozen, to go around where they don't leave an opportunity for a run back, that is
Leave it tight.
the big miss these days. Every era of curling kind of had its pros and cons. That's the big miss these days, and there's a great example of it. So a perfect come around, no run back available, and now Neuenschwander is going to be chasing the rest
If you
of
make
the
a mistake like that, the other team comes up with a perfect shot.
Seems that to happen a lot, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, there's our great opportunity, and great shot there
Instantly punished
from
for
Richard
that
Woods.
mistake.
Yeah, and it's at least 2 stones away from being removed from play. Well, 3 in this case because of the free guard zone.
Ja, kleine.
They're going to try to play some sort of freeze,
Lang,
break and
jongens.
play a guard, and then they're still 2 away from
Achtung.
getting access to
Wow, voor nacht. Ja, niet zien.
Ja, Bremst nog waarschijnlijk. Bremst.
Achtung, om hè.
De bremsen.
Sailing a
Zie
bit.
op, zie op.
it. Yeah, wide and heavy is not a good alternative here.
Ja, er is zo erop.
Touches it.
Yeah, so
Pak maar
great
beginnen,
chance
Omen,
here for Gray. He can simply just hit and roll away,
Ja.
or that, yes, depending on whose shot. So red shot, he's going to play the freeze.
Het maakt een keurlet. Also weniger.
Ja.
Team decision.
Misschien ook een keer en daar heb ik nog geen whisky.
Really put Neuenschwander in some heat here. The error here for Gray is come a little heavy and kind of actually push that pocket open a bit and possibly leave a little double for Neuenschwander. So sweepers have to be aware of what's good, what's bad.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah, just don't want to move any of this. That's perfect. So big trouble here now for Neuenschwander.
Hardly make a play of that without losing his own, eh?
Well, and as I said, he still has problems because he's got to deal with that red stone on the right side of the forfeit as we're looking at it here. So he's going to double off these guards, and on all likelihood, Gray will play a little short run back and lie 3. But he also has the opportunity to just replace the guard as well. We'll see how aggressive he elects to be.
Sergio Gobi clearing the guards away.
So Logan likes the situation. What he has to do here is he has to guard the stone on the right. He doesn't want to get too cute and try to guard half the top red and half his back. He needs to make sure he protects that stone on the left side of the forfeit as we're looking at it now.
What about the red onto the yellow? Just take it out.
He could run it back as well. Yeah, he could just play a little short run back as well.
Lions high.
Kind of a team decision though.
Wait on, wait.
But if he guards half the top one and allows Neuenschwander to skip
Hard.
that red stone off the side of the button,
Every end.
now Neuenschwander's going to be shot
Come on,
rocking in the
Come
guard
on, hard.
Needs to curl quite a bit to cover
Lot.
that.
All the way.
Disaster. That's a disastrous shot. So see, there's the problem. Now that
shot.
yellow stone is actually protected by the guard they just threw, and Neuenschwander can just hit and roll away even and be in pretty good shape. So that was a risky call. But you know, the mistake was having it over curl and guard the, you know, only had to guard the outside half of that red stone. So big mistake there.
See here, Swiss can take advantage of it.
See! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I think rolling too far is better than no sitting here.
Hey!
Joyce,
Would like to have
look, wir dürfen einfach ja nicht gerade liegen bleiben.
Even
Der
that
ist
little
versteckt,
biter's
sorry.
going to.
Just hang on out there.
Kann passieren.
Muss einfach im Haus
Now you
bleiben.
see the difficulty now for Gray, kind of shaking his head. What did we just do?
Not just shaking his head, he's scratching his head too.
Perfekt
How
gespielt.
did that happen?
Noch ein
And they
gefährlicher
said
Finish.
they took a chance.
Das wäre
How
so
that
nicht
happened.
kost.
Now they're paying the
Bleibt
price.
doch da eher ein bisschen länger raus, gell? Da bleibt lang außen auch.
Ja,
Ja, ist gut gegangen.
der vor ist aber gut gekommen, der schnell.
Hä?
Schnell
Ja,
ist.
wir sind schön Seitplan.
Soll ich mit 20 sagen oder ist das noch ein bisschen risky? Ja, noch nicht ganz. 25.
15 Lionel? 20? 15, 20?
Not enough, sorry.
That's a bit more than Ross.
Yeah, we need a bit more.
T-line!
Line's good.
T-line!
Yep.
T-line!
Top two.
Whoa. Line.
T-line!
Whoa, left!
Line's good. Line's good. Let it come.
Left.
Whoa, whoa, baby.
Still the T, just short of T.
Ross only.
High. No.
Are we done?
Come on, babe, skip.
There's a nice shot.
Aye, nice.
Really well done.
Up by Glenn.
Good one.
That certainly helps things.
Wir sind Schott!
May have left a double
Ja, sind nicht
on the
zwei
two
weg.
reds.
Ist eben ganz leicht da dran.
Ja,
Ja,
macht nichts, wenn es dahinter annimmt.
weißt du, es ist sehr gerade.
Ja.
Das Ding ist, der wird sehr wahrscheinlich da bleiben. Der geht schon raus. Jetzt liegen wir liegen nachher da.
Ich würde ihn versuchen.
Ja, kommt mal.
Ja, ist gut.
Was meinst du genau?
Ja, er kommt einfach da perfekt in Position. Das bringst ja, gerade wenn Millimeter vorne vorbei geht er schon raus. Aber es geht das sehr
A bit of a
schlecht.
discussion now here
Ganz
from
scheiße, kommt nicht mehr der eigene raus. Das ist als
Neuenschwander. You can see if he gets by that red center guard
Nein,
fairly
das geht
tightly.
nicht
He could
durch,
probably throw a little hack waiter and
Nein, der eigene kannst du nicht rausnehmen.
have
Der
three
eigene
yellows
geht
in the
höchstens
rings.
nicht da rein.
He's tough to get rid of both reds, but he can certainly have
weil ich sehe nur etwa so viel vom Stein nicht.
Aber nicht so schnell.
a
Der
few
muss raus, der
stones
muss einfach
that
da
would
rein.
concern
Wichtig
Gray.
ist, wichtig
Kinda
ist, dass es
sitting
nicht
around.
ganz gelingt, dass wir selber da in Position bleiben. So halb oft. Was niemals passiert ist, so verreisen, der bleibt
Have
da
to
liegen.
miss that
Dann hat er genau
center
das
guard pretty
Hemd.
tightly.
Eine Frage ist eben, wenn du jetzt so das Guard wegspielst, er spielt sie dann nachher besser. Er leitet sie dann nachher noch besser an.
Auf die andere Seite.
Weißt du, wenn ich jetzt Guard treffe, ist auch nicht schlimm.
Ja, stimmt. Ja, gehen wir auf den. Du hast gar keine Option.
9, 8 halt, 9.
Nein, ich würde kürzen. 10. Du musst selber liegen bleiben gerade. Es ist gleich, wenn der vor uns so ein bisschen rausgeht.
9,5, ich muss schon ein bisschen Fuß
Nein, du musst liegen bleiben. Du darfst niemals fallen. Wir brauchen unseren Stein hier.
Bin ich der Beste.
Ja, voll.
Töp, ich sag sogar 11. Du musst da noch ein bisschen berühren, der rollt raus. Er geht da hin.
10 mindestens. Sag
Aber genug Gang. 10,5, 10.
Ja, der bringst du auf die Perle.
10,5, 10.
Ist gut. Lange gut!
Zieh! Zieh! Alles! Ja! Zieh! Ja! Zieh! Zieh! Ja! Zieh! Zieh!
Oh, just papered the
Schön
guard.
gespielt, Typ. So.
That's blocked his out turn. We just have to guard this in turn.
Guard up, aye.
Guard, eh?
Just a wee guard, I think.
What's the number you wanting, Glenn?
You won. I'm 6. Right, Ross, where did
So
you...
he heard
I was about
That's a wee hair more
Glenn
than I got.
Muirhead say correctly, he's taken away his draw now for 2 by just feathering that guard. So they're content to replace that stone where it was and allow Neuenschwander to score a single point here in 7. Take their chances with the hammer going home.
2, 1, 2, clean only.
Try not to touch it, please.
Clean only. 2.
Well, Lincoln, a little bit tight.
No, we're not tight.
Whoa, let it sit.
2, 3.
It needs to curl.
No.
And over in that Kraus Yard game, the 6
Whoa,
end
whoa.
was blanked.
2, 3.
The Yard still
Wow.
down 3-1 with the hammer playing 7.
Ah, boy, Glenn.
Nice, Glenn.
He sees a wee bit.
Just pull the hair at the end. Good.
Overcurled a hair maybe.
Chance to double him out.
I don't know if you can get by the guard. There's a good. You
pretty
can't get by
tight,
the
eh?
guard tight enough to do that. But
Love these wee calls.
what he could play is run that red back across the face of the stone at the top 8, but maybe get rid of all 3 reds.
Put wee boots on.
Tell you.
That's probably been.
He's got no out turn.
Microphone's off.
Off it slow. You're that Armin, he's really slow.
Dan the man wouldn't be watching. Maybe Stuart the Steedman might do. SOS. Gonna give him a shout out. Gonna give him a shout out.
Here, their shot.
Yeah, he's looking at it now, trying to run it.
Straight
Yeah.
run back.
Run it back to the left across the top of that stone at the top 8 foot. He could actually get all 3 reds moving out of the rings and possibly leave both his yellows in play.
It's all right.
But certainly doubling the top 2 off would be a good good result for him.
Tip the guard off the last
Makes
one.
sense.
We're in
Lift
trouble.
it, double rip.
We're probably going to have to hit that wide one.
I did actually think.
Also, so, geht alles weg.
Ja, aber der bringt...
Der ist draußen. Er macht nochmal zu. Was mir gesagt hat, ist eine offene Hütte. Wir brauchen offene Hütte. Der macht die Hütte zu. Wenn er am Schluss noch das liegt, das und der dort, und der da hinspielt, dann komme ich nicht mehr gut Schott.
Ja, von so würdest du auch nicht Shot kommen, weil du würdest immer auf den laufen.
Wirklich einfach, dass er keinen macht.
Würde gar nicht gehen. Der bringt dir nichts,
Ziel, dass
wenn
er
der
keinen
wegnimmst.
macht.
Ich würde gerade so.
Ist einfach in dem Sport.
Ja, ich finde, der ist auch viel zu gefährlich.
I think
Ehrlich,
Neuenschwander's
weil
looking
das
at
ist immer
the
noch offen.
long
Weißt du, wenn er
red
nachher
guard.
der spielt, den kannst du
No, he's
vergessen.
looking.
Der
I
ist
guess
gar
if he
kein
doubles the
Aspekt.
2 reds
Hütte
off, he might have a
offen.
shot for a deuce.
Auch wenn du ihn bringst, er spielt den. Der Stein ist nichts mehr. Wir machen kaum 2. Es wird schwierig. Wenn wir jetzt aufmachen...
Dann müsstest du fast die alle 3 wegbringen.
Nein, der ist nicht im Weg.
bringt
Du
dir
kommst
nur
da
etwas,
hin.
wenn der da weg ist.
Nein, es geht schon noch. Du spielst es nicht zu lang, hast du geschaut. Das geht schon.
Letztes noch etwas lecken oder so.
Also, von da hin.
Ja, nicht die ganze Zeit machen. Genau 2 Garden machen und dann müssen wir irgendetwas versuchen. Dann noch 1 Garden machen und dann müssen wir etwas versuchen.
Clear the 2 front guards.
I guess that's the plan. Yeah, I think
Racht de motor, gell?
they're trying to figure out a way to get a second point in there. The risk, of course, if you run that other red back, you might end up leaving a couple reds in play, might kill your own yellow. All kinds of bad things can happen. Same thing here, of course. There's definitely a chance that second red can get run into the house somehow. Got to be a little careful.
Wow! Wow!
Tobias
Achtung!
couldn't spare
Ja! Ja! Ja!
It's one. Jams straight on the second one. And keeps the center guard up there. Doesn't really accomplish much for them.
He did possibly open up a path into the forfeits. It's really tight though to get to get your second point in there.
Find's immer noch nicht so scheiße.
I think the double's there now, Armin. I think Logan's got to be careful that the double and 2 reds is not available.
Babes, what are we seeing in this?
It's risky here taking a shot at
Yeah,
this.
he can take both of them.
Well, I think
safely.
if you're a Neuenschwander,
think
you'd
it's
like
bad
to have
goal.
an
I don't think it's a
opportunity to
bad
play
goal.
the double on 2 reds and possibly count.
We know
Rocking
the way
back
one.
into play
He
again.
plays the
Yeah,
double.
it's certainly available, and if you're Logan, you can't afford really to not to
Yeah.
allow them to play it if it's possible.
Logan throws up a guard here, gives up
Well,
one.
is he gonna play it, though?
He's got the hand
He's
up.
happy.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
you
On
sure.
a straight hand, that's
Yeah,
tough.
he's probably going to
It's
rip the guard.
about
If he rips
60-40
the
in
guard,
favor. Tide coming home with the
Then
hammer.
we've got this over here. We can just do this.
The better
We've got
the
four
teams
here,
are, you know,
here.
Martins and
I
Howards
don't
and
see
Rose are winning.
any
like,
benefit.
85 to
I don't see a lot of
90.
benefit in guarding that or tapping this.
Tied with.
We could guard this side
Like this.
or guard this side.
We could guard
I
that
could
side.
throw
Well,
that. Same guard as Glenn.
Stole 2.
Yeah,
and
guard this.
Yeah.
6th end, and
just rolling.
yeah.
I'm happy
Right.
with either. That's
Cruise
obviously
through
risk.
this.
Okay, we go up there, he double
undefeated.
reps.
Yeah.
Then we're faced with this position. What do we do with the
8-2
last?
victory over
Well, I mean, then the easiest way to get the
Trevor?
yellow is to do this. Or we put a guard on, and he's got this.
Yes. Because we don't want to leave him I know it's double. And
Fritz
I like
from
this. I've got to say, I like this.
Sweden.
I don't mind it, it's safe, because if we let him give up 2, it's,
I think he's got
Yeah,
that.
Hess
Like,
took a 5-ender
I think
there
he
in the
does, but
3rd,
it's
so
tough.
he's
it's tough, but what if he makes it? What do we do then?
he won, yeah.
If he makes it, we've still got a double.
Another
he
good
does-
solid
here.
Swiss
If you do
men's
that-
team that's, this
Yeah.
year.
what does he do?
Playing
If
better
we
this
do that-
season
He's going
than
to pan the
he did
guard and
last
stuff.
season.
He
Yeah.
double rips the guard.
made a
And we were
minor
chasing
change to
this,
their
and there's
team.
2 yellows in the house.
I mean, there's a fair chance something's going on to
Convert
that,
them
fellas,
on.
or not?
Nah.
I like this. Got to say.
If we give up 2, it's no disaster. We hit this, that's the max we can lose.
So easy. I think it's a safe boobs.
If we
Like, I
give
know
up
what you're
2,
saying,
that's
but
no disaster.
This is a safe shot anyway.
Statistically, I would
it's
disagree.
a tough shot down there he's got.
I like that slogan.
You know, they're hitting this back one, thinking that he might try the double, but why not just throw a
Yeah,
guard?
definitely want to stick it, because this could be
You
the
know,
shot
that's
that can...
if they're worried about them making the double to get 2, why don't they just throw the guard?
Try and roll to here, Logan.
Just make sure we stick it, Glenn.
Then this jams.
You putting in turn, out turn.
I don't know this accomplishes much, to be honest.
Whoa!
Wasn't great. First rock here in the 7th.
Whoa!
Whoa. An outside fighter.
Yeah! 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 Whoa! Go on.
Good. Perfect.
That's it, rolls in.
All right, good.
So Neuenschwander has the opportunity to double those out. He might even get the triple here.
Gaan we snel vuren.
There, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that guard's in play. I mean, again, if he doesn't think it's there, there's not a lot of point in making it. He's looking at thinking about drawing to wide 2.
Greg still has one walk to play. Neuenschwander has 2.
Yeah, so, I mean, Gray made the shot he called.
Aufmachen ist auch
perfectly,
nicht.
and
Schon ziehen wir, oder?
Neuenschwander might ignore it anyway. So.
So ziehen wir, warte jetzt mal, wenn du aufmachst, spielt er dir einfach so drauf langsam. Dann kannst du nichts mehr
Ja, wenn
machen.
du aufmachst, ja, dann knallt er so, liegt mit 4.
Also, ja, nein, dann macht er ganz langsam, ja.
Die muss
Ich
bleiben,
würde.
jetzt behalten.
Kannst du den da?
Der muss eh bleiben. Der ist
der
gefährlich. Nachher lässt du ihm den Double an, wenn du
Ja,
den
das
machst.
stimmt.
Und wenn er selber misslingt, dann haben wir wieder offen, dann hat wieder der. Zweitus ist auch nicht gut. Ich würde
wenn
das
einfach
Paket
hinten
laden. Die
Ja,
Frage
das
ist
ist schon
reinspielen.
gefährlich.
Die Frage ist zum Reinspielen, zum
machen.
Shotwehr.
Da.
Er spielt ihn selber auch nicht. Das ist es eben.
Der Lecker würde für den letzten vielleicht offen lassen. Was ist, wenn du einfach dahinter abknallst und stay bleibst? Das macht ihm dann auch wieder Druck. Du hast immer noch nachher den
Solange
Double.
The problem if he attempts the double here,
okay, kann er gut
he may
einwand.
feather his own yellow out
So,
into the
the double.
open.
Ja,
and
hinter
the
der
shooter
Stelle.
certainly won't outcount that stone at the back 8 foot, so he's
Dann
got to
müsst
be
ihr
a
uns
little
da
bit
zumachen, dann haben wir offen für den letzten.
careful.
er
Neuenschwander
geht.
does an option. He could actually guard as well. I mean, there's
Ja, voll,
he has to
alles,
score. He can't afford to give up the steal.
Wir müssen ein bisschen
He's got
über,
one pretty much
dass wir
locked
den
in
nicht in
now,
der Flucht haben, oder?
Ja, das geht
and he's going to have to hope that he has some sort of shot for 2.
Ja.
Tough to make 2 out of that. Yeah, an in-turn draw there maybe.
In-turn draw might be there. You could
Wir dürfen
certainly,
alles
if
einfach
you're
nicht am
forced to,
Rot
you could
anhängen,
maybe
gell?
play a tap
Ich
of
würde
some
Selfie,
sort.
weißt du noch da? Gerade, der läuft.
Looking at the
Ja,
back one here. Mike.
He's going to throw a nice quiet weight tap back, just going to hit and stay on the
Ja,
nose.
stay,
and-
lange
and,
vielleicht auch schon.
say to Logan, okay, you decide what you want to do here, and I might have a shot for 2. So by counting,
Elfie.
coming in and counting,
Steht
having
op
stone at the back 8
zweimal
foot,
ein
he's got he might have the double on the 2 reds on the left side, and he might have a draw for 2. So he might have 2 choices on his
Wir dürfen
last.
einfach niemals den
Logan will have to
Rotberg
decide
Rekord.
which one he wants to take
Klar,
away.
es wäre jetzt wirklich das Letzte. Sehr
Bit of a cat and mouse game here in this 7th end.
Certainly an interesting end. Andre Neuenschwander.
gut. Nein, gut. Warte! Achtung, warte! Zieh ab! Ja! Achtung!
Pretty good frequency on the brings, eh?
Andere Seite!
Yeah, lots of speed
Okay.
for sure. It's a good
Ja,
shot.
es geht vielleicht trotzdem noch.
Good shot. So as I said, he might have the double, might have the draw available. Both of them are very difficult.
Es ist eben leichter Kontakt am Gall, er könnte trotzdem oben durch.
Ich weiß, ja.
Ich wäre auch nicht, ich würde auch nicht
Ja, aber das Gute ist, dass einfach nachher können wir schöne Story spielen, ohne Stress.
Passieren kann ja nicht so. Ja.
Es geht.
Geht er überhaupt?
Ein bisschen zu lang, ja.
Jetzt ist schon
Nein,
Vorteil, weißt du, wenn ich lieber girl.
Doch, du kannst leichter Touch nachher
Das ist immer noch normal
Die Frage
liegen.
ist dann, was das alles macht.
Wenn ich jetzt lang ist, haben
dann
wir
nur hineinkommst, schreibt er. Man hat gesagt, der Gegner darf nie schreiben. Doch, wenn du hinachtet drauf auf der Steinspitze ist, dann rollt es, weißt du, die Steine bumpen ja.
Ja, aber
Er rollt dann ins Dolly.
so weit durch. Wie viel besser liegt der, gell? Nicht viel. Wie nicht viel besser.
Nicht gross, nein. Also etwa so viel.
Was wird der jetzt machen?
Du hast doch noch ein bisschen verkauft am
Er
Schluss.
hat auch Angst. Ja.
Der Double, der liegt immer.
Ist gut.
Wenn er ihn nicht zumacht.
Er macht ihn zu.
Dass wir Double für 3 haben.
Ja, eben, weißt du, wenn so Schuss ist, nachher küsst er den, gell?
Aber ich würde eben nie machen.
Und dann geht er oben durch, also küsst er vielleicht gerade noch. Und dann,
Aber mit dem Schulter, dass der Dritten
ja. Wenn du so schaust, der andere vorne ist so viel. Über Center. Du musst mal das plus den Abstand, was noch dort hat.
Du kannst höchstens vorne hängen.
Du bist etwa auf dem ganzen Stein, was kannst du spielen, oder? Weißt du, was vor allem ist, wenn du spielst?
They like to take away the double. They're going to guard the two rands.
Jetzt sind wir nicht draussen, von dem her können wir schon einen riskieren.
Also der verwünscht jetzt etwas.
Bubsy, clean it. We can't have this grabbing.
No.
Hey, that's fine. Good shot.
Perfekt.
Aber
Tja.
The guard did its job.
geht der Andy?
Basically only
Ich
got the
glaube
draw.
schon, ein bisschen Surli.
Aber Andy,
In turn or out turn, Mike.
I don't know. I think I like the out turn, just because you're kind of coming towards the scoring area.
Wenn ich jetzt den Rot reinstoße.
I don't think you can really hurt yourself. I mean, you have to just get by the guard and throw it pretty hard to tap that redstone in for shots. So they really, what they're looking for, they just have to just graze the outside yellow guard.
Ich weiß nicht. Also da geht jetzt einfach stark rein.
Dann würde ich zuerst noch den
They're not sure it's available. That's the challenge. There is a guard out in
Nur
front
so,
of that
wenn
yellow
er einen
to
macht,
higher
wenn
in
er
the
mich
rings.
schlingt,
That's
ist es nicht das Schlimmste für uns.
in the flight path
Sind wir
to
nur
the
zwei
button.
zusammen?
And it does curl on down weight draw.
Yeah, this spot will curl a bit, and I said this is the
Nein,
rock that I think that curls a bit more than the
Ja,
other.
könntest du auch
So
machen, aber
it's a pretty tough shot. The other option is, I mean, sounds crazy, but he could actually probably the
stimmt,
easiest
er kann
shot
nicht zwei
might be to
machen, wenn
tap
man
that
das spielt.
Yellowstone into the
Muss
side
man
of the
genau
court,
anschauen,
but
er kann
it sounds
er kann nicht zwei machen.
odd to do to even think about that. But
Das ist so einer, wo
Ich glaube eben nachher
if the draw really
Nein, ich möchte
physically
den
just
Lecker
isn't
probieren, ein
there,
bisschen Surli.
Der ist viel schwieriger.
T-line
Glaubst du,
tap
alles so?
is might be the
Pizza
only way to
schlecht
score.
da Speckfahrer einer macht.
Seems to have decided.
They're going to try the out turn
Turn
draw.
down the out turn.
Ich glaube, er geht ihm fast schon. Ein bisschen Surli, ja?
Ja.
Von der Länge vielleicht so hinfährt, dass er kein toucht, oder? Ein bisschen berührt nach innen zieht. Ja gut, ein Surli, was ist jetzt? 3-3.
Wenn du die T-Line-Länge kommst, kannst du auch. Also wirklich, wenn du die T-Line-Länge
Ein Drittel treffen.
Ja, dann bleibt er hängen.
Ja, du darfst, ja. Was ist die Länge da? 3-1?
3-2 mit dem Sur.
Ja, ich
3-3.
rechte Surli, also nicht brutal.
Ja.
Länge.
Sehr lang, Jungs. Klein näher, klein näher.
Ist eher lang.
Ist nicht so lang, oder? Ist nicht so lang.
Try to keep it wide.
He's working hard.
Got to be careful here, as I said. If it just gets by the guard and over curls, and it's hard to give up
Der
one
wird jetzt
there.
am
But
Roten dort anhängen.
good shot, got his one. Good try anyway. Say good shot, but
Schmissen, musst du nicht drauf fischen.
Weight was good.
it was fine.
So, score of 1 here ties up the game after 7 ends of play.
Ja. Siehst du, das Risiko ist nicht groß gewesen, wenn du
Gray
bei
needing to
Nein,
win
der
this
hat
game
der Rot hat easy gekommen.
qualify.
Der hat perfekt gekommen. Also, ja,
Gray
so.
at 0 and 4
Ah, nächstes Mal auf
has
der
a
Rot.
chance of winning. Playing for
Wir
prize.
haben ja eh nicht mehr drauf, sonst kannst du auch anhängen, dass wir kein Risiko nehmen.
Harris and myself, Armin Harder. We're here at the Porte du Soleil Champéry Curling Masters. Curling Champions Tour live production. And it's dark now, but the view we had of the window here, the mountains in the background.
Very civilized here.
Prettier city. What?
Very civilized here.
Very civilized.
Yes.
Can't believe they swept past that guard.
And at the arena, one side, and nice mountain view on the other side.
Your TV's growing by a millimetre.
I'm still more than capable of rolling out.
So, Mike, of course, you're paying them to allow you to work here.
Whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
yes.
whoa. Viel curlen.
Just
Whoa,
happy
whoa,
to
muss
be
wirklich
here.
viel curlen.
Könnt ihr mal auslassen?
Ja. Achtung, Jungs. Es hat knapp gegeben.
Harris
Es muss
Könnt ihr
gerne.
mal
from
auslassen?
the School of Excellence here with the
European
Ah,
Curling
die Stanz
Center
ist wichtiger.
Champéry. Is what they're calling it,
Perfekt.
yes.
Curling Center.
Ja.
And it's getting quite a bit of use, certainly this weekend.
Der bleibt da.
Yeah, it's been
Well,
good for us to expose this to a lot of the teams and we said get a look at our technology we've got here.
Ja, good way.
Whoa, whoa. No,
Teams
never.
have made some use of it also, I would imagine.
Yeah, we've had a few Swiss,
here goes
a
there.
few local teams up here, but we've also had Miriam Ott was up working here for a little bit here in August for a couple of days. We had Sven Mikkel's team here, as you know, just before they went to the Worlds last year in
Ice.
Victoria. So it's been
Those teams
good.
qualified for the Olympics, looking for any
Have they
edge
not?
that they can find.
Bad news for Logan Gray here is Johnny Yard just took 3
If you hit half
in the
store, if
seventh
you hit
end
half store,
against Kraus, so
Could've
he's
put it
now
out
up
of play.
1,
We only won a
playing
quarter of the
8 in that pivotal match
here,
in his
maybe.
pool. So
I'd say probably a wee bit, aye.
Gray's gonna have to win his own game and then cheer hard.
Johnny Yar will,
on,
his
boy.
team will be in Pistons December, trying to qualify for one of those last Olympic spots.
Okay. Ja, ja, ist
So
schon
they're
nicht
the
für
team
wieder, Mann.
for Johnny.
Weitermachen. Wir haben die Gard.
Well, Johnny's got lots of experience at World Championship level. I haven't seen him in a few years. But a lot of it's been the Cap brothers for many years out of Germany.
Yeah,
but
should be okay.
Johnny Yar played lead for
weight's good.
Roger Schmidt back when the Worlds were in Vancouver.
yeah, lost the final, right?
Lost the final to Russ Howard.
Yeah, Russ went on to do some pretty good things.
What was that?
Here, Les. Back line.
86.
That's his last way.
This is good.
Yep.
Yep.
They
Whoa.
played that
Whoa.
in the
Whoa.
football
Whoa.
stadium.
BC Place, yes. Probably the largest
Roscoe.
stadium ever to host a curling
Roscoe.
game. There was
Hard.
the arena seats about 65,000.
And there was that
They got
many
about
there, right?
6,500 about there. I think is how many they got in. But they had to bring in a temporary. They brought in temporary pipes, put them right on top of the field there. Actually, I remember the ice just was disastrous.
You were there.
No, I watched a lot of it though. I was just a kid back then.
Oh yeah.
Ja, het heb je bürsten.
Yeah, I heard the ice was.
Wow, nu lang, nu lang, nu lang.
Can't even imagine trying to put ice in a building.
Galentine.
I wouldn't have wanted to
Crazy.
have that job.
No.
Patches terug.
No win situation.
Achtung, Galler. Ja, 12 voet is oké. Zie je? Zie je?
Keep an eye on both games here. The Germans
Is goed.
playing against
Daar is ze.
young team out of Denmark, Krause.
Clean. Step.
Oh, that yellow guard now is off
Yeah, clean.
the center line. The
throw.
tie guard is, and you know,
Good.
Gray's going to have to keep running the center line guards off.
So here, light with that one as well. Let's put a wee bit here. Too much light. Too
The only thing that makes me a little nervous for Gray is we saw in the sixth end he had a shot just to draw to the 8-foot to score single point. Where he played a slightly trickier shot, some would say, to score as one. So he really hasn't thrown a pressure draw in this game. So with that guard being only a foot or so off the center line, if Neuenschwander can get one buried near the 4-foot, you've got to wonder how comfortable Logan is throwing a draw.
Ist nicht schlecht. Okay.
Genau, quer am Schluss.
Schon gut.
Der hat direkt verwischt. Kein Händel mehr gehabt und dann hat er wieder... Ja.
Sieht ein bisschen aus, dass er muss verspritzt werden mit seinem letzten. Ja, out.
Langard ist gut. 1, 1, 2.
Neuenschwander play that guard back again.
2. Wow, 1. Richtig macht alles allein.
Right now, though.
Nur über den Hocker ist gut.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has to accept what's going on here. Throw a guard, keep guarding that stone, and then possibly either play a tap, just tap it to the side of the forefoot, or maybe try to come half around it into the top forefoot, something like that on his last, and force Logan Gray into playing a difficult shot.
Yeah. Well, I throw 7. I've got 7 or 2. 7 be all right.
Aye. I'm gonna just play a single, though. Let's just play the single.
Oh, you're going to have a go.
Well, I don't. If you like.
Good.
Angle wasn't too bad there.
It wasn't great, though, and I'm a little bit worried over cut
We
off.
should see this
Stick it
continue
straight
for a
line,
couple more rocks, and then as we get into
Ah,
skip
it's long
stones, you
and
might see
Rückke,
a decision having to be made here by, well, we'll definitely need to see Neuenschwander decide what they want to do. I think if everything stays the same, I think if it was me, I would wait until skip's last to make a change.
Ice! Ice!
Zieh, Jungs! Durchkommen! Zieh!
Come on! Ja, fuck, man.
Ja, so viel verändert es auch nicht. Wir gehen einfach hinter den und stehen dann am Schluss in der Mitte oder vorne. Das verändert jetzt wirklich nicht so viel. Looks. Yep!
Well, big miss there.
Hard. Hard, boys.
Really hard.
And sigh of relief there from Logan Gray with the missed stone, and now Neuenschwander's got a problem.
Wasn't a clean release, to be honest.
Nah, you're kind of struggling.
Do we go around? Do we go around the one that was just thrown?
Du kannst ja den noch hinten stehen,
Can't be
weißt du?
happy.
Ja,
Ja, was?
er...
Okay, ich gehe hinter dort. Was macht er dann? Er spielt nicht hin.
Ja.
Mit dem Roll.
Ja, und dann hast du... Ja, gut.
Ja, wenn er Bam Bam. Wenn er beide verspritzt, haben wir noch den.
Das stimmt, ja.
Ja, ich würde nicht hinter den gehen. Definitiv nicht.
Nein, das ist viel
Gehen wir so.
einfacher für ihn.
Rum.
Looking at going around the corner guard trying to get shot rock, but I think even if they're shot zone, it's going to be wide open.
So dumme Guard spielen und nachher wir sind rot eigentlich. Das ist eine gute Idee. Weißt du, wenn du jetzt so
Ja, ja, eben, der Stein ist immer dort. Das ist kein Argument.
Das Ding ist, wir sind eigentlich...
Ja, stimmt schon. Machen wir noch ein Center. Ein Center kannst du noch machen, ja.
So he's indicating that
Ja, gut,
he
stimmt.
can play another
Weil der letzte
center
kannst
guard.
du immer hinter den spielen, oder?
Doesn't have a lot of choice here, really, does he? I mean, you
Schnell
can't really
von
go around
da
the
hin.
guard.
Ja, gerne
No,
nicht
there's no
Bücken,
place to
Scheiß.
You can try to go
Machen wir
around
mal
the
Guard,
rock
Center
that's there, if they can
Also
get
jetzt
a
genau
piece
so
of it buried.
zielen,
Maybe
dass wir
back
nachher,
8 foot somewhere.
wenn er
might get
gerade
a
trifft,
half a miss
Come
out
around
of
kann machen, der kommt nicht an. Also 2, 3.
Opted to play the center guard again. Neuenschwander's got
Da gehört es
2
sehr
rocks to
wenig,
come.
wenn er nicht über die Mitte
First.
kommt.
gut. Ist eher ein bisschen schneller.
Ja. Ja, 2, 3.
Ja, ja, das erste rein, wenn dann.
Erstes 3.
Wow, wow, Keile, ganz weg.
Gut.
Ja, 2.
2, 3, Jungs, 2, 3.
Ist gut, ist gut.
Ah, ist gut dort.
Easy.
Ja, nicht ganz mit.
Short, ne?
Hebt Schnur.
42.
So straight peel here, and then it's again decision time for Neuenschwander. Will he try to go half around the red? Will he hit it on the nose and force Gray to draw the rings, or hit roll himself? Which wouldn't be a bad play considering Logan hasn't really thrown a draw.
Schwierigkeit ist aber, ich muss wirklich ein schwieriges spielen. Der muss noch eigentlich nur den Vierfuß führen.
Ich laufe mal noch in den Korb rauf.
So.
Yep! Really hard, really hard.
Yeah.
Well done.
No problem.
Clears it away.
Good lad. Good.
So there's the indication. So best result here for him. If he missed that red by an inch or so, and you can get it, you know, almost full 8 foot back of the 8, half buried, would be a pretty good shot, I'd say.
Gray needing to win here in this game. Doesn't even have a chance. He loses. The immaterial what the Germans do.
Right.
Vorne 4.
Ja.
Hey, ab rein, besser als er und ein bisschen versteckt.
Ja, Ziel, genau, Ziel.
Lange gut! Lange gut!
Wow! Platz! Platz, Jung! Achtung! Ja!
His last rock
Hier lang!
Okay, genau.
Ja! Ja!
of this game. Trying to bury,
Oh, oh, oh.
or at least get partially around that.
And over curled, so
Open hit for 2
simple
here.
shot here for Logan.
Also Schotter habe ich gesagt. Bis 12 Uhr kann ich sein. Uiuiui.
Ah, schade.
Das Nuller jetzt nicht geben, aber dann haben wir wieder besser versorgen.
Ein Bogen geschlagen am Schluss.
And the last rock at this end is underway.
I like his chances.
The types of rocks you'd like.
Good lad.
So Gray wins this, scores 2 here in the last end, 6-4. Good showing from the Neuenschwander team.
Not bad, yeah. I mean, really just that missed guard here in 8 kind of cost him a chance of a steal. But
She's probably one that's thrown there.
solid performance from Gray, though. They kind of controlled most of that game.
I'll throw it.
Now Gray will
I'll put it right
be
in the ledge.
really curious to see what's happening here on the sheet. 2 sheets over, and we'll quickly switch to
I've got the button in
that.
my pocket.
Germany's Johnny Yar is playing against
The way it's
Rose
saying, you can either
from
throw it or I'll throw it.
Denmark.
Let's just go for it.
Just put it on the button, I don't care who it
Germans
is.
will need to.
Okay, Glenn, thank you. Thanks for your input.
Yeah, there's a look at it there.
Germans are playing.
Germans are yellow stones, right? And a couple of reds hanging around, so
Germans are up 1 without the hammer.
we're now on third last stones. Johnny Yar throwing third.
You wanting
last
this, eh?
piece.
Yeah, I think
Down at
so.
the far end, they're looking to figure out a way to get rid of that red that's at the back
Yeah.
8. We talked about
Tell
playing
me
the
you
run
hear
back. We
less.
talked about. I think they're going to play a draw weight tap on that yellow. Tap freeze is made here. They'll be in pretty good shape, I'd say. Yar.
Johnny Yar playing third stones in this team. And here he is.
May overcurl a hair. It does. Weight was perfect. So a chance now for Kraus. Hit and roll. Great shot.
Shot there. Kraus.
Really nice. It looks like you can see enough of that. Hard to tell from the angle we're at here, but looks like they're trying to make the double on the two reds. Tough shot here. Close. No, and really, you know, the bad news for Yar is that he took his own out of the back 8 foot, and a chance now for Kraus to hit in lie 3 when he only needs 2. The key here for Kraus is to not get too cute. Look like they're talking about rolling towards us at this angle, and the danger, of course, is you end up jamming. And hitting half a rock and rolling out is really not that bad of a shot. The double is very, very difficult for Johnny Yar. But if you can actually make the shot he's calling, hit 2/3 of a rock, miss his own at the back, and stay to lie 3, they're almost guaranteed to have a pretty easy shot to win. So, big shot.
Kraus, World Junior Champion, 2009 and 2010. Silver medalist at the European Curling Championships. So certainly no slouches.
No, and it's nice to see a lot of another young team up and coming. We worked with these guys next door with the broom yesterday, and I was really impressed with they're kind of soaking everything in and learning as much as they can. Mikkel's actually, his sweeping numbers were actually off the charts as a skip. It was I was pretty surprised, and he told me he's played third for most of his life. So I said, well, that should wear off after a couple more years of skipping, Mikkel's. Again, don't get so cute with this. We end up jamming it on your own. A little on the high side here, rolling it out. Got a little cute, as I said. And that is a mistake. Just, you know, again, a little bit of inexperience there, Armin, in my opinion. Now he's left a pretty makeable double here. Although there is a jam possibility for the Germans as well. They make a mistake, but, you know, there was no need to get that precise with that type of shot. Just kill it. Kill that stone at the top 8 foot. Roll out is fine. And would have left the Germans a really tough shot.
Germans have to make this double in order to force an extra end.
Well, they're up 1, right?
Up 1,
yeah, that's right. So, yeah, that's right. Great shot though from well, the chance now at least for Yar. He was looking at having nothing.
Well, could draw around it and try and steal.
That's
it.
a lot of risk there. Yeah, I mean, this is yeah, you're right. It's a team decision. Like, do you comfortable trying to make this double? Looking at the angle there, they actually could be pretty close to making the double and possibly jam it at the back anyway. I think they can make it though. They hit it thick enough to miss the stone at the back and also roll over and tap that red stone out. The rings, we saw that in our game. The rocks are very lively. Can hit 7/8 of a stone with peel weight. It should be fine.
Felix Schulze plays 3rd position, throwing skips rocks.
Big shot.
Didn't get enough of it.
No, just missed it.
So
draw for 2 to win this.
Draw. See where Logan Gray and his team are not on the ice anymore.
Well, I heard them in the microphones. I said, I think we're dead anyway, is what they said. No, so they know where they stand.
Back to life again.
Yeah, so they're not a good feeling. You kind of stand on the backboards with your fingers crossed and hoping for somebody else to miss a shot. That's not a good feeling at all. Well, we'll see how the young Danish skip handles the pressure. It's only a draw to the 8 foot, nothing 12 foot, nothing hard.
He's not playing for anything except his right. They're already out of the competition.
Sweepers are off and on. That's a good sign. And it would be the decent thing to do here, Armin, if you're Logan, is you buy these guys a drink tonight at dinner and say thank you very much for letting us into the playoffs. So nice draw, nice finish to the round robin.
Okay, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, as we've seen in the screen here, Central European time, quarterfinal action. We'll post on Curling Champions Tour Facebook page. We'll post on who's playing against who. So like us on the Facebook page and get that information, or go to www.curlingchampionstour.org. Thank you very much, Mike.
My pleasure.
Hopefully we'll get you in here again tomorrow during one of the playoff games. We've been watching live coverage of the Curling Masters from Champéry, Curling Champions Tour live coverage here on Lola. I wish everybody a good evening.